in the game. And let's hope Hutchinson can get out of this with a win and dream big, as you were talking about.
Well, the Hutchinson defense has been really stingy against the run. It has at times been vulnerable to the big long pass play. We saw that late in the win last Saturday against Butler, but by the time that occurred, the game had been long since decided.
Shears Division is here to help. This is Derek Fees. Call us and ask us about our asphalt millings. If you are a do-it-yourselfer, arrange for pickup or delivery at your convenience. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112.
Just when you thought you were done with taxes, you got a letter from the IRS. Maybe you're being audited, or maybe you filed for an extension and still need some tax help. We at H&R Block are there for you. We don't stop working on April 15th. Our tax professionals are here to help you year-round. So if you have tax issues you need a hand with, even if H&R Block didn't do your taxes the first time around, visit our offices in Hutchinson, Lyons, or Ellsworth and let our experienced tax professionals help get you every dollar you deserve.
The Rothy family name has always been connected to serving the Hutchinson community, and you can expect the same kind of high-quality service when you visit Rothy Family Flooring. They believe you deserve to be treated like family, so they've invested in their own talented and trustworthy installers to lay your floors. No outside contractors will ever knock on your door if Rothy works for you. Let them show you their expansive selection of name-brand flooring and trust your home to the best. Rothy Family Flooring, 325 North Main, Hutchinson.
The Highland Scotties won the toss, deferred their option to the beginning of the second half. That means that Hutchinson will get the football. This game has all the makings of a tight affair, and if it does, it could come down to the kickers. Highland has an outstanding field goal kicker in Ryan Shemtob. He's made 8 out of 9, including a 50-yarder. And the Blue Dragon kicker, no slouch either, because when you talk about Sebastian Garcia, he's tied the school record with a 48-yard field goal. He's made 6 out of 8 of his own and just almost automatic on extra points. Blue Dragons decked out in red jerseys with blue trim, white pants, white helmets, and easily red numbers, which we always appreciate. And the Highland Scotties, well, they're in white uniforms. Helmets are gold and black. And the Scotties will be kicking to the Blue Dragons, and the Dragons going to work against that wind, which is significant.
Yeah, it really is significant. Coming out of the north, last night it was coming down the south, so it switched around when that front came through with that rainstorm last night, and it's going to be significant. You're exactly right. They're taking a win in this first quarter, and they want to go on defense to start it out.
Jalen Irwin is back deepest for the Blue Dragons. He stands right on his goal line as Ryan Shemtob prepares to kick it away. He'll handle all of the kicking duties for Highland Scotties. Aaron Arnold has done a great job there, turning around a program that had not had much success. He's now 22-20 in 5 seasons.
By the way, Rusty Mason Shucker, Caleb Bryce, also Robert Mervin and Jamichael Neal, team captains who went out for the coin flip. They're represented as the guys that are the captains of this Blue Dragon squad for this game against Highland. Should be a good one. Official says, let's play football, and I expect a good one.
Shemtob with orange and lime green shoes approaches the football, drills it deep downfield. It goes back into the end zone, and Irwin will not bring it out. And in the college game, the touchback takes it out to the 25-yard line. When you look at the Hutchinson offense, you start with the quarterback that I call the manager, Mason Shucker. Just doesn't do a lot of things flashily, but does everything pretty doggone well. Makes very, very few mistakes.
Completing about 53% of his passes, 11 touchdowns, thrown for over 1,100 yards on the season. And Mason Shucker grows up as each game he plays for this Blue Dragon football squad.
Desmond Jackson and Jonathan White are the backs, and it is Jackson that gets the first carry. He ran into the back of an offensive lineman and is put on his derriere for no gain.
Glenn's on the sideline thanks to Jackson Meade. Glenn, tell us about him.
Jackson Meade, 13 West 6. They're open till 1 o'clock if you haven't got your steaks for the weekend. Still a good time to grill. So Jackson Meade, 13 West 6. Give them a try.
Second down 11 now for the Dragons at their own 24-yard line. Shucker takes the snap, drops back, loads it up, throws short, and fires it over the head of his intended receiver, Jalen Irwin.
Too much mustard on the pass. Protection was great. Quarterback that time, I think, a little excited out of the gate, also throwing into a stiff breeze, but that airmailed the receiver.
A big third down early on. Punting against this wind is going to be a chore. Blue Dragons might have to give up some really good field position if they can't get 11 on this third down try. 2 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right. Play action, throw over the middle. It is caught, but short of a first down. Ball delivered appropriately to Khalil McClain, but McClain takes it out to the 31, 32-yard line. It is 4th down and 3.
Punt time. Here comes the punting unit. And Glenn Grunwald, you don't want to put this one high in the air.
No, you really don't. The wind, like you said, is really pretty doggone brisk. So we'll see what's going to happen.
Well, Dylan Chesterman may be as good a long snapper as there is in college football. He's there to snap it. You need a good snap and you need a good punt.
Matt Jones will kick it away. Gets a good snap. There's that sidearm kick. The wind grabs it, and it's going to be a short punt. Does take a Hutchinson bounce. And because of the bounce, will be pretty effective. Down to the 32-yard line, no return.
A+, guys. You can't do it any better than that. He didn't put it high in the air. Kind of a line drive kick. Got a good bounce off the turf. And if you're Ryan Rhodes, you're saying, young man, I can't ask any more of you on that one.
All right, the Highland Scotties get their first crack at it. The quarterback for the Scotties is Avery McCall, 6'1", 200-pounder out of Dillon, South Carolina. About a 50% passer. He's thrown for 571 yards, 5 touchdowns, and they start with play action, loaded up and thrown long downfield. He overthrows his tight end. Pass was intended for Bernard Porter. Threw it about 45, 50 yards downfield. Porter had half a step. It would have taken a perfect pass to complete that.
Kelvin Clemens in coverage. He has been beaten a time or two and probably will get picked on a little bit. He's got as much talent as any Dragon in the secondary, but there's been some mental lapses Ryan Rhodes has talked about. And, yeah, they out of the gate came after number 4.
Yeah, he only got burned one time last week for that was a long one, but he played well last week.
And they go with a run and a broken tackle at the line of scrimmage, but not much of a gain for Kevin Brown. Eluded the initial hit, slipped away to the left side, but was grabbed pretty quickly. It is a pickup of 4, 3rd down and 6 for the Scotties at their own 36-yard line.
Kamari Gaines, number 40, had him for really no gain. You've got to wrap up. I know it's cold, Rusty. It's harder to tackle when it's cold like this, and it showed right there on that play.
Pass play on 3rd down. They set up the screen, complete. Dragons defended well, and although the completion is to Kevin Brown, he is well short of the first down. Neither team able to move it on their first set of downs, and now it's the Scotties' turn to punt. But the big difference here, they have that 20, 25-mile-an-hour breeze at their back.
Good job, defense. Glenn Grunwald, I think it's going to be a game of field position.
Yeah, I think it is, too. Now, let's see if Irwin can get a decent return or not. See how good this kicker is. Last time, well, at least on the kickoff, they really boomed it. Let's see what kind of punter they have.
Yeah, the wind at his back, keep in mind.
This is Maxim Spurl. Average is about 35. He'll do better than that. Dragons almost got there, but the punt is off. Irwin fields it at the 13-yard line, runs laterally, given ground, and is put down for no gain. Should have probably started right upfield. Instead, hesitated, tried to make a big return. Does handle the punt, which in the college game saves you on average about 16 yards of field position, but the Dragons nevertheless backed up pretty effectively.
Guys, I think it's a game where with this stiff north breeze, you just have to find a way to, with the wind in your face, not make any mistakes and try not to give up any points. And then when you get the wind at your back, take advantage of it. It's going to be a whole lot easier scoring with the wind at your back.
This time Mason Shucker has only Desmond Jackson back with him at a running back spot. 2 wideouts to the right side. Shucker wants to throw, sets up the screen pass, complete at the 10-yard line, out to the 15, to the 20, 25. Jackson all the way out to the 35, 36-yard line, and all of a sudden, because of the screen pass, the Blue Dragons have field position, but hold the phone. There is a flag at the 25-yard line.
It's either going to be an illegal lineman downfield or some kind of a
and that might be
hold.
Because there was good blocking out in front of him.
What a great play call. Everything was set up perfectly, and you're going to have your first penalty of the football game, and I think it's going to hurt the Dragons unless they talk about it and talk themselves out and pick it up.
Well, the play went out to the 36-yard line. The flag resting at the 25, probably going to come back, but we've had no confirmation of that as yet.
Could be discussing whether that lineman was downfield illegally.
Oh, below the law. This
Wow.
is Highland.
All right. The rumors of Blue Dragon problems there, much exaggerated.
I didn't see anything,
Well, Randy
guys.
McKay spotted down here. He's beside me and said that he thought he might have been a below the knee low block.
It's a good call, and look where this, because the play, guys, was good. Then you tack 15 yards on from the end of the play.
And the Dragons find themselves in Scotty country at the 48-yard line. Fresh set of downs. Mason Shucker awaits in the shotgun. 2 wideouts to the right. Highland showing blitz. It doesn't come. Ball loaded up, tossed over the middle, and it is broken up. Almost picked off. Able to get a hand on it for the Highland Scotties. Demarion Williams. Special story about this kid. How about this? He has 6 interceptions on the season, 4 of those coming in one game.
He just about had one right there if he had a little bit more stickum on that hand.
Well, zone coverage, they were eyeing the quarterback, and he's got to put some air with that ball, and that time it very well could have been picked.
Again, here comes pressure. The blitz comes. Shucker gets it off. Out in the flat, it is complete. Caught, taken to the 40-yard line, taken to the 35-yard line by Jalik Jagway. That was just a simple throw over the middle, complicated considerably by the pressure being applied by the Highland Scotties.
Game plan perfect. Ryan Rhodes said in Dragon Talk, this team blitzes, they'll blitz, and then they're going to blitz again. They play very aggressively. How do you beat that kind of play? What you're seeing right now with some screens, and they are working to perfection, and that'll slow down the pass rush.
Get it out of your hands quickly. Dragons with a first down at the Scotty 35-yard line. First scoring threat of the game for either team. And the Dragons, Desmond Jackson is cut down for a loss of a couple of yards.
Yep, ran right into the blitz that time as number 11, Donnell Lowry, was having no part of the run play. Dragons having trouble rushing the football, negative yards rushing in this one so far.
The Dragons hoping soon to see the return of Aaron Collins. Talented kid, was the Dragons' best running back early on, suffered a bone break, but expected to be back in the not-too-distant future. Hutchinson will take a timeout. We have 10:46 to play in period number 1. No score. Let's take a break.
I don't know about you, but the older I get, the more health issues I seem to have. Fortunately, the physicians at Prairie Star understand. They watch over me, and if my blood pressure, glucose levels, darn cholesterol numbers, or anything else needs attention, they provide an appropriate medical plan. This is truly quality health care. Prairie Star Health Center, 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
Hutch looks at second down and 12. It would be huge if you could get some points against this win.
No question, and right now the Dragons doing exactly what they want to do offensively and are in position here to come away with some points. Glenn, How's it feel out there as you've been out there about 20 minutes?
It's not bad. It's, like I said, 46 degrees game time. The wind's really not affecting us too much here on the sidelines. It's more a little elevated. So
okay.
Dragons fake the run, play action, ball tossed over the middle and just out of the reach, just barely out of the reach of Matt Jones. He had a step, might have still been running had he been able to pull that in.
That's an option read, and it freezes the linebacker because he has to determine whether the quarterback is going to give the ball to the running back, and he kept it in the belly for like a second, froze the backer, and then he has the option to give it, throw it, and it was open. He missed him by a step.
3rd and a dozen at the 37 of the Scotties scoreless football game. We played just over 4 minutes. Scotties showing blitz. Shucker back to throw. Pressure comes. And the ball pops loose. Was it a forward pass? Was it a fumble? I think they're going to say it's a fumble. And the Scotties have it. Boy, pressure up the middle. And the Blue Dragons not only waste a great scoring opportunity, they lose field position. They give it right back to the Scotties near midfield.
Well, Glenn, that time somebody missed a block and a guy came unblocked.
Yeah, sure did. Missed the block, and he had the ball up in his hands and got knocked away from him and recovered by a Highland Scotty. So tough break right there.
Yeah, and that, I'm not putting that on the quarterback. Yeah, you would like him to be able to throw that away, but he no more than got the snap and had a guy in his face, and somebody up front has got to do a better job of picking up the blitz.
All right, Avery McCall goes back to work, running back on his left hip. They pitch it to the left. Dragons have been good at stringing these plays out, and forced out of bounds after a short gain is Kevin Brown.
Caleb Bryce, 37, team captain. He's been spectacular from his linebacker position all year, and that's a gain of 1.
And the football setting exactly on the midfield marker. No score, 10:26 remaining in period number 1.
And the first turnover of the game, Hutchinson, they were in good position on that last drive, and that's a killer.
And quarterback will take off by himself and races for a first down, able to slip it all the way down to the Hutchinson 40-yard line. Avery McCall, not known as a running quarterback, pretty good passing quarterback, showed us a pair of good feet right there.
Well, the Dragons have 15 negative yards of rushing. That run right there, the best for Highland. That's going to give them about, 13, 14 yards of rushing and a first down, and they've got something going.
Avery McCall takes the snap, hands off. Dragons in the backfield, eluding one tackle, but not a second is Kevin Brown. Dragons run him down for negative yardage.
Latavian Beaton, number 21 in there. And, Glenn, this defense, did you notice how many guys were around the ball?
Yeah, they're swarming to the ball. That's what you want them to do. Should have popped loose. You got a good opportunity to pick up a fumble, but nice defense right there. 2nd down and long.
Jackson Meat. Glenn Grenwald, sideline report sponsor.
Had a ribeye from there the other night. Good.
I hear you.
2nd and a dozen. Avery McCall, standing by himself, takes the snap, drops back, fakes like he's going to throw it, eludes a tackle, and is forced out of bounds for a loss of a couple of yards. Blue Dragons had a couple of chances to wrap him up back around the 50. Elusive Avery McCall able to get to the 45-yard line, but it is still 3rd down, very long. They need 13.
They actually said that play was a loss of a half a yard. So the Dragons doing what they need defensively. It's tough defensively when that team's got the wind at their back. See if we can get a stop on 3rd down.
Avery McCall keeps a running back in there. That's Kevin Brown. McCall wants to throw, throws it over the middle. It is complete, but short of the first down at the 36-yard line. A little look in, slipping in from the left side to handle the pass was Narcus Driver. And that's his 8th catch of the season. He's over 100 yards in receiving. It's 4th down. And Scotties apparently will play the field position game instead of going for it at the Hutchinson 37-yard line. It looks like we're going to line up and try a long-range field goal. This would be 53 yards. And Ryan Shimtob, well, he's just kicked 8 out of 9. Dragons will take timeout. We'll take a break. Lots of things brewing with 8:23 to go in a scoreless first quarter.
We all like to save money when and where we can, right? You can do that every day at Salt City Pawn and Jewelry. Hi, this is owner Paul Phillips inviting you to stop in and say hi to our friendly staff. And while you're here, check out over 3,000 square feet of great merchandise priced at outstanding values. We don't have to offer huge sale prices for one day only when we do that on a daily basis. Save big over retail prices on firearms, electronics, guitars and amps, name brand tools, video games, jewelry, and more. See us at 916 East 4th and Hutch, just east of 4th and Severance. We're proud to be alumni and supporters of all Blue Dragon athletics.
Well, this would be Ryan Shemtov's longest field goal of the season. He has made 8 out of 9. His longest, 50 yards. This one, 53.
Well, Dragons had to use their second timeout because they thought it was going to be a punt, not a field goal. Had the wrong personnel on the field. They were all messed up, and another timeout burned.
The kick is up, and it is blocked, and the Dragons are on top of it right at the 40-yard line. How about that? Defense making a big-time play for Hutchinson. That might have been Caleb Bryce that got on top of it.
Number 37 or number 4, Glenn, I couldn't see.
No, it was number...
I think 37.
Randy thought 23, so we'll have to...
Either way,
it
doesn't really matter.
Green might have got in there.
Well, the Dragons have the football at the 41-yard line. We are still scoreless.
Biggest play of the game right there, Rusty, so far for Hutchinson.
With a lot more big ones to follow. So the Dragons make a mistake, don't have to pay a penalty for it. Now let's see what the Dragons can do offensively. Khalil McLean moves from right to left, sets up on the left side of the formation, and the Dragons hand off. Desmond Jackson gets to the edge, throws his shoulder into a defensive player, and is out to the 43-yard line. Did a pretty good job to pick up 3 yards there. That just tells you how stingy this Highland defense really is.
25, Leroy Watson, tight end, out with the lead block. That was fantastic. The toughest thing about playing Highland defensively is they bring so many people from different spots, and they disguise their blitzes. It just adds a lot of confusion to the offensive line.
Mason Shucker fakes the handoff, pulls it out, delivers it out in the flat. It is almost picked off. Incomplete pass. Jalen Irwin was there for the Dragons, but defensively so was Brian George. It was up for grabs. Neither could collect it.
Mason Shucker's got to be careful. Last possession, he turned the ball over. Wasn't totally on him, but you turn it over, you're the one that's held accountable. And that time he just about threw a pick six. There's a lot of confusion that this defense brings to the table, and one thing you can't do is make mistakes. You got to be sure of where you're going with the football in your throws against this team.
3rd and 8. McLean goes in motion from left to right, sets up all by himself on the right side. Here comes blitz, and the ball loaded up, floated up against the wind, and knocked away by a defensive player. Threw it into what turned out to be triple coverage. It was intended for Khalil McLean.
Glenn, he was under pressure again.
He was under pressure and kind of lofted that ball. Dangerous pass, and just not able to. McLean couldn't get to it. By the way, Art Green was the one that blocked that punt a little while ago.
Thanks for that information. Yep, good job, Glenn. Art Green.
All right. Matt Jones will punt again against the breeze. Gets a perfect snap. Thinks about running it, gets off that low kick. It bounds downfield, takes a wonderful bounce for the Blue Dragons. How about this punting against the wind down inside the 20?
MVP of the game right now is the Hutchinson punter, and he's got an option there, Glenn. If it's open, he could have kept running.
I think he was about a step away from thinking about taking it, too, so nice job by Matt Jones.
And I will say this, he was also about a half a step away from that being blocked. And that's he's walking a fine line there, but who cares? Because the result is absolutely perfect.
And the Highland Scotties find themselves backed inside the 20. They'll start at the 19.
Total offense, Highland 21 yards to Hutchinson's 31.
There's a little pitch out to the left side. Dragons equal to the task. And no real gain on play, a couple of yards.
Jalen Pant, 34 there on the tackle. And we knew this was going to be tough for the offenses. And right now, defenses are dominating. Hutchinson's turned it over. and the Dragons have come up with a huge block on a field goal for themselves.
That was Michael Thomas that picked up the 2 yards. Now the ball delivered to the tight end, but wonderful coverage by the Blue Dragons, and it would go for a loss of a couple. Got the ball out quickly, put it in the hands of Jomar Davis, but he had nowhere to go.
Latavian, Beaton, Glenn. I think this secondary is becoming one of the best.
Better. Nice job by Beaton right there, right on the numbers, stuck him hard down to the 20.
I like this secondary.
It is a 3rd down and 10. Scoreless first quarter, 6:37 remains. Hutchinson, number 5 nationally, against Highland Scotties, ranked number 13. Avery McCall drops back, loads it up, floats it out, and throws it into an area where nobody is. Flag comes out, and I think the Dragons are probably guilty of a hold.
I'm going to tell you, the flag may have come out, but the play was over. People went and had breakfast and came back, and the flag came out.
Yeah, Green really shoved the receiver, the intended receiver, out of bounds.
If
so
you're
I'm not sure what call.
Yeah, if you're going to throw the flag, I'm okay with it, but don't wait until you've seen 6 things happen since then and then decide to throw it.
Well, it definitely is going to go against the Blue Dragons.
I don't know. Hutchinson hasn't moved backwards, and they're still
I saw the
conference.
official point at Hutchinson.
Ryan
Rhodes is not very happy.
They're going to say pass interference, and he is just, wow. I'm with Coach Rhodes on that one. There was no way that ball could have been caught. That's another thing you have to consider.
But you can't also just knock a receiver out of bounds.
It could have been illegal contact rather than pass interference.
It takes it out to the 35-yard line, regardless of our opinions, and gives Highland Scotties a 1st down. They continue to work with the wind at their back. Haven't done much with it as yet. And they go with the straight-ahead power run and get a nice gain out to the 39-yard line. That was Michael Thomas.
Their best run of the game by far. Still 6 minutes to go, first quarter, no score. Dragons playing with the wind in their face, and they're trying to do everything they can to keep Highland from scoring when they have the wind at their back.
2nd and 6 at the 39-yard line. Twins to the left side, single wide out to the right. Quarterback wants to throw. Pressure comes and throws, trying to set up a screen pass. I don't think that was a design screen pass, but it had a chance perhaps to get it to Antoine Thompson. Dragons all over Avery McCall. Wasted play.
53, Clarence Hicks. He might be the best pass rusher in this league. And they're going to say...
They got it for grounding, guys.
All right, they called intentional grounding?
No, he said he was outside the box.
He was outside the box,
gotcha.
so sorry about that.
It's all right. But Clarence Hicks was the man, and he is who disrupted that play.
It is 3rd down, and this time Avery McCall will be all by himself. Trips to the left side. McCall drops back, has lots of time. Starts to run out of it. There is a hold probably, and the Dragons will likely decline this because the play is going to go for no gain. It'll be 4th down, punt time, irregardless.
Sterling Brown, 77, undressed a Blue Dragon, and it's as obvious a hold right in front of the head official. As you mentioned, you decline it, you force Highland to punt the ball, and defense, again, has done its job.
Neither offense has really been able to accomplish much.
Glenn, I think this Dragon defense can play with anyone, anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, they're getting better and better each and every week, so they're bending but not breaking, but they're doing a good job today.
Now the offense has got to put the big boy pants on eventually and get Hutchinson some points.
Maxim Spurl is the punter. Line of scrimmage, the 35-yard line. Jalen Irwin awaits at his 20. Kick is off and not particularly long. Takes a great bounce. And because the Dragons don't field it, it's going to roll all the way down to the 5-yard line. That's the knock on Blue Dragon returnee Jalen Irwin. Coach Ryan Rhodes says, I wish he would handle more punts. That one would have been a tough one to handle.
And if you were watching here, you noticed the punter was put on his keister. Well, that's because a Dragon pushed a blocker into his own guy. It knocked the punter down. That is not illegal and is perfectly fine to do. Unfortunately, he got off a booming punt. It rolled half a mile, and the Dragons are stuck inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, this is a really key moment because you do not want to have to punt from this end of the field. Dragons somehow have to get a 1st down. Running has been tough. Dragons will try it, though. Got a little bit of a hole, and a gain out perhaps to the 7, maybe even the 8-yard line. That time the offensive line created a little space, and Des Jackson able to pick up 4 really important yards.
60-some carries on the season, averages over 6 yards a carry. He's got 5 touchdowns on the year. He's the best Dragon running back with Aaron Collins still out with that high ankle sprain. Probably won't see him until early November, but Desmond, he's capable.
Shucker indicates he's ready for the snap, gets it, quickly hands it off. Dragons go back to the run and get some good yardage and a first down out to the 16-yard line. Des Jackson, that is the biggest first down of the game so far.
Glenn, you don't want to punt out of your end zone. How big is that?
Yeah, it's big, and he did a nice job of following his blockers and took advantage of it, takes it all the way to the 15.
Desmond getting it done. Glenn Grunwald getting it done on a cold sideline thanks to Jackson Meek.
I like to be in front of a grill right now.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Blue Dragons with a first down. Shucker with backs on either side of him. They go back to the run. A little hole again. And some yardage.
Not much.
Not a whole lot, maybe a couple. Yards have been hard to come by. These teams are both very, very sound, particularly run defense-wise.
And the way they disguise their blitzes and bring all kinds of personnel, if you were able to run the ball and make a living doing that, my goodness, does it really make things easier for the Dragon offense.
All right, it's second down. We're going to call that just a 1-yard pickup, second down and 9. Now they threaten blitz. Shucker hands off. Jackson takes off trying to get to the edge on the right side, and he is hauled down. No gain on the play, might even have lost a yard.
Both these defenses are too fast, too physical, too aggressive to go east and west. You're going to have to pick it up north and south, and they just showed their athleticism there.
It is going to be very tough to get to the edge, as we like to call it, to the corner, as many of you think of it as you listen. 3:15 to go in the first quarter, still scoreless. Big play for the Dragons. They need 9.
Can't make a mistake here either.
And again, Highland threatening blitz. Now they back out of it just a little bit. Shucker keeps 2 running backs back with him, Des Jackson and Jonathan White. Shucker takes the snap, has time, loads it up, throws it out in the flat, and it is incomplete. Maybe should have been caught by Cephas Smith. Would have been very close to a first down had he pulled it in. He did not. And now the Dragons will have to punt against that breeze. And Highland figures to come up with good field position. Matt Jones has been effective getting the ball downfield against the breeze. He needs another good one here as this punt will come with the line of scrimmage at the 16.
First 2 punts have been as good as you could ask. Can he do it for a third time? He needs one here. Dragons are backed up at their end zone.
Perfect snap. This time kicks it straight away.
Wow.
Pretty effective. Across the 50 yards. Picked up. Fumbled. The Dragons recover at the 42-yard line. And coming up with it for the Blue Dragons with the play of the game so far, Dylan Chesterman.
Why in the world did he try to handle that?
I'll tell you why, Glenn, because the punt was spectacular. If he doesn't pick it up, that punt is going to bounce another 10 to 15 yards.
I'm happy that he let it go.
I agree.
Wow.
But what he's thinking is, I've got to field this because it's going to bounce, and tried to make a play.
How about Chesterman snapping to the punter, getting downfield
Chesterman
to recover the fumble?
Is as good of long snapper as you're going to find in junior college football, and as good as I've ever seen do it.
Dragons at the 42 of the Scotties, and they go back to the run. Oh, they fake the run, flip it out to the other side. The ball is knocked loose. I think that's going to be an incomplete pass. Marquise Whitmire might have had it for a fraction of a second, but not for long enough for it to have been considered a catch and a fumble.
Talked to Glenn before the game. How many of these kids come from warm weather places where they've never played in games that are cold, and it's hard to catch a football when it's cold and windy and a little moisture in the air, and you're seeing that right now. Dragon receivers are having a hard time catching footballs.
All right, Dragons look at a second down. Would really like to get some points up there after recovering the muff punt. Dragons shifting personnel around. Shucker has time, throws it downfield, and it is incomplete, pretty well defended. The ball thrown intended for Kareem Brown. It would have been his 6th catch, but it would have taken a perfect throw, and it was not.
Hard to throw the ball, Glenn, in Kansas when the wind's blowing.
Yeah, I don't think the wind affected that one too much. It was just off the mark a little bit. Didn't put enough air underneath it, and Brown just couldn't run underneath it.
And once again, they were bringing a blitz, and Schuckman had to get rid of the football maybe just a split second quicker than he wanted to.
Big third down for the Dragons. Mason Schucker. Pressure comes, steps up in the pocket, runs out of time, and is smacked down back inside Hutchinson territory near the 47-yard line. Dragons waste another golden opportunity. They had it at the 42 on the Highland side of the 50. They'll punt from their side of the 50.
59, Artest Banks, quarterback sack. They just come from all kinds of directions. They disguise it well, and this is one of the hardest defenses that Hutchinson is going to have to try to move the ball on this season.
Scotties, though, give up 26 points a game, punts off, and it is high, towering. Fair catch signal made near the 10-yard line. How about the job done by Hutchinson punter Matt Jones here in the first quarter?
He is the first quarter MVP for the Dragon football team in this game, and second isn't even close. I mean, what he has done, punting 4 times now against this wind, has been nothing short than tremendous.
Now, although the Highland Scotties have poor field position at their own 11-yard line, you might see them try to throw it here several times, because if they have to punt, they want to punt with this wind at their back. They wouldn't mind an incomplete pass or two.
25 yards of offense to 35 for Hutchinson. Flags fly. This will go against Highland, and it's going to back them up even more. Glenn, this is what you want. Get a turnover here and get the wind at your back for that second quarter.
4 to go in this first quarter. No score as of yet. Good opportunity right here to pin them back, and then you get the wind to your back, and you might get it about midfield.
All right, the ball back to the 6-yard line. It is first down now and 15 for the Scotties. Avery McCall was going to throw on first down. Let's see if he's willing to put it in the air from his 5. And the answer is no, and he probably should have, because Kevin Brown grabbed in the backfield at the 2.
Latrell Bankston, number 56, and he's a guy that's really come on the last 2 to 3 games and been really good for Hutchinson.
This Hutchinson defense kind of sensing that the offense is struggling. Maybe we can make something happen. They have certainly flipped the field. They have the Scotties pinned back with a second down and a bunch at the 3-yard line.
How about a hold in the end zone by the quarterback and a safety, or even better yet, a sack in the end zone here?
Avery McCall awaits in the shotgun, 3 yards deep in the end zone. Gets an okay snap, wants to throw, drops back. Pressure comes, unloads it, threw it to an open area.
Oh, there's nobody there.
There isn't anybody there, but let's see what the call is.
Should be intentional grounding and a safety in the end zone. There wasn't a receiver in the same
And he was not outside the box either.
He was not outside the box.
The officials are going to talk about it.
Yeah, there was nobody even close.
Has to be a safety.
They said he was outside the box. I didn't see it that way.
No, absolutely not. But we don't get to make the call. I'm telling you right now, that quarterback, when these guys go back and grade the film, they turn this into the league commissioner. He's not going to be outside the pocket when they watch this.
It changes the third down, shows fourth down on the board.
It's
so
punting time.
Timeout.
There is timeout. The timeout taken by Highland for one reason. They want to preserve the 15 seconds they have on the clock, because they'll punt with the wind as opposed to into the wind, and that might be as much as a 20 or 30-yard advantage.
Yep.
Let's take a very short break.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
Well, they're showing third down. And 18, I thought it was going to be fourth down, but it is still third down. This will be a pass play. They got to get out of here, out of this area, or punt with the wind. And McCall loads it up, throws it as far as he can, and he's got a receiver out there and just barely misses him at the Hutchinson 45-yard line. He had a step. When I talk about it was Emmanuel Storrs. He's only caught 2 balls. How about that for throwing a football? Just roasted it downfield about 60 yards.
That time, single coverage. I cannot believe the Dragons weren't in maybe a cover 3. They were in a cover 2 with just 2 safeties deep, and there was no safety help over the top. That's single coverage.
You knew they were going to throw it because they want to punt with the wind. They were either going to get out of the hole or preserve some time to punt with the breeze, and the incomplete pass does that.
Very fortunate there because that pass on the money is a touchdown.
Kick out of the end zone, and there's
a
roughing the kicker, and a fielded by the Dragons is the punt out at the 40-yard line. It's going to matter not at all. That's a personal foul, and the Highland kicker may be hurt.
Yep, he's down holding his left leg.
And that is a monumental mistake, as Ryan Rhodes is going to greet a couple players as they come off the field. You want to be aggressive, but when you're in the end zone there, it really, you're going to get the football with good field position no matter what. And now you let them out of a hole that they weren't going to climb out of.
And I'm not sure how much more punting Maxim Spurl's going to be able to do. He's up, walking off the field, putting weight on both feet. Dragons made a mistake. You figure to get great field position on the punt. Obviously, you block it in the end zone, you're probably going to get a touchdown out of it. But what a chance to take. And because of the personal foul, instead, it is the Highland Scotties hanging on to the football.
And the quarter cannot end on a penalty is why you will see, I think, one more play here before.
0-0-0.
That's right. That's why they get one more play with the wind at their back here, and don't be surprised if they throw on this down.
Highland Scotties will face the wind throughout the second quarter. Avery McCall running back on his hip, hands off. The Dragons are having no part of it. Smack down for negative yardage is Kevin Brown.
Clarence Hicks, 53, and that is going to be the end of the quarter, where we cannot at this point get anyone to find points on the board.
We are scoreless. Hutchinson and Highland, number 5 against number 13. Let's take a 1-minute break.
This is Carter File, president of Hutchinson Community College. The proud tradition of Blue Dragon athletics continues this fall. I encourage you to take advantage of the Blue Dragon All Sports ticket. For just $60 for adults and $40 for K through 8 students, you can enjoy over 50 athletic events at Hutchinson Community College. These are general admission tickets that include football, volleyball, men's and women's basketball, baseball, and other selected events. Get yours today at the sports arena or at area Dillon stores. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and keep current with all Blue Dragon athletic news and events at BlueDragonSports.com.
ARCAT is now part of a regional transportation partnership with Sedgwick County Transportation and Wichita Transit. We are working together to provide rides to Wichita and back on Tuesdays. Wichita Transit has fixed route and paratransit service available within the city. Round trip costs range between $19 and $27. Advanced registration with ARCAT is required. ARCAT is first come, first served general public transportation. Call 694-2913 for details.
Second down, 14 for the Highland Scotties, backed up to their 13-yard line. First play of the second quarter. Nobody has dented the scoreboard as yet. Avery McCall runs quarterback draw and gets through the line of scrimmage, but then gets cut down pretty quickly. It'll be a short gain on the play. Well, first quarter statistics, Rob, how about a quick peek at them, because they're not going to show much offense from anybody.
How about 35 total yards of offense for Hutchinson to 17 for Highland. Dragons had 7 negative yards of rushing. Highland ran the ball for 8 yards. Hutchinson at least had 42 yards through the air of passing. I mean, it was an ugly first half as far as offense goes.
3rd and 15.
Or first quarter.
Avery McCall drops back and now will run, takes it out to the side. Dragons will corral him short of the first down, but a pretty good gain of about 7 or 8 yards will simplify the punt just a little bit but this time it is Highland Scotties. They'll have to punt the ball against the wind, and we don't know about the status of Maxim Spurl, the punter, who was roughed in the end zone by the Blue Dragons.
Glenn, if 37 Caleb Bryce is not there to make an open field tackle, that's an easy first
Yeah,
down.
it really is, and good job by him to get over there. So let's see what happens here.
Spurl is back in there. Good to see that he's going to be all right. Gets a low snap. Gets it off. It is low. It is effective, but it is fielded by the Dragons at the 50-yard line. Nowhere to go, but at least the Dragons fielded Mitchell Tinsley back there to catch the football. Otherwise, that ball might have bounded 10, 15 yards further
Notice
downfield.
a different guy catching the punt. I think Coach Rose has said, I am sick and tired of somebody standing back here and watching punts roll over their head or letting it go and us losing 20 to 30 yards of field position. There's a situation where if he doesn't come up, make that catch, Dragons probably lose 20 yards of field position. Good job by the young man securing the ball.
Hutchinson begins at its 49-yard line. Nobody has scored. And the Dragons give to Des Jackson. Does a nice job of spinning, gets free for a tackle, and takes it upfield for the biggest gain so far in a game that has not had many. It's a gain of 9.
Rusty, we had 7 negative yards of rushing before that play. So on one play, we already have rushed for more than we have the entire game.
Second and very short. Now the Dragons might want to think about taking a shot downfield. Good gambling down, figuring you could pick up 1 on third down. High snap. Shucker pulls it down, gives it to Jackson, who dances around. Might have gotten the first down. It's going to depend on the spot. It'll be very close. Shucker, thank goodness he is tall, because he got a really high snap.
It is a first down, Glenn. That how many times we see that in the game?
Yeah, a lot of times. And you're right about him have to be tall. He's 6'4", so good job of getting that ball down just in time.
Ball at the 41-yard line of the Scotties. Nobody has scored. Play action. Now Shucker will run with it. Takes off. He can run for a first down. Still running. And doesn't slide to the ground. Doesn't take a particularly hard hit, but gets 15 yards down to the 25.
I think that would be so good for the young quarterback to do in this game. They are just blitzing with wild abandonment, and it's going to open up lanes and create opportunities for the quarterback. And that time he took advantage of it, used his feet to get a huge first down.
First serious scoring threat of the game for the Blue Dragons. Wind at their back from the Scotty 25-yard line. Fake the handoff to Jonathan White. Ball delivered over the middle and dropped. Dropped by Marquise Whitmire. Took a shot. Had it, though. Should have probably been able to make that catch.
Got to catch the ball. I mean, I know it's chilly, and I know that there's a little moisture in the air.
I think the hit had more to do with that than the cold.
Yeah, he got a licking. It is 2nd and 10. Nobody has scored.
There's receiving guys that have said, you know what, you know you're going to get hit anyway, so if you're going to catch it or drop it, you're going to get hit either way. Catch it.
And the Dragons go to Jonathan White, and White, with his first carry, now flag dropped in the middle of the pile. White battles his way down to the 20-yard line. We'll check the flag. Sometimes that's a hold, could be potentially a face mask.
I think this is a face mask against Highland. As I saw, I saw the reaction of a Highland player, and he hit himself in the helmet saying that was stupid, and the Dragons are loving every minute of it because we're on a roll.
If you're in there, you're just grabbing for stuff. That's what happened there.
You're
half the distance to the goal line, and the Dragons will have a 1st and goal from 10 yards away, trying to become the first team to score on this chilly Saturday afternoon. Shucker hands off. White battling, gets free. Makes another great move. Touchdown Dragons, I think. Yeah, what a job by White.
Wow, what a move.
Wow. Incredible. And that was as special a run as we've seen all year.
That was amazing job done by Jonathan White, and the Blue Dragons have the first points of the afternoon.
Yeah, he's from Quit Man, Georgia, and he didn't quit on that one, did he?
No, he did not quit, man.
Jackson Meat, Sideline Report sponsor again this year.
Extra point try is up, and always reliable is Sebastian Garcia. He tacks it on, and the Blue Dragons break on top, 7-0. Let's take a break.
Just as the Hutchinson Blue Dragons athletics are a tradition, so is the Anchor Inn in downtown Hutchinson. Whether you plan lunch or dinner or even take out for home, the Anchor Inn is a great family restaurant that you are sure to enjoy. Order off their great menu or take advantage of the Anchor Inn's awesome buffet. You'll make a great choice either way. The Anchor Inn is also a great spot to meet up with old friends and acquaintances because everyone goes to the Anchor. That's the Anchor Inn at 128 South Main in Hutchinson, proud supporters of Hutchinson Blue Dragon athletics.
Well helped by the penalty. The Blue Dragons able to get it in the end zone. And Hutchinson, in a game that has the feel of being low scoring all afternoon, has the first point.
Biggest play of that drive besides the penalty was Shucker making something happen with his feet in a huge pickup to give the Dragons a first down.
And let's not forget the spectacular run by Jonathan White.
Yeah, it was outstanding. Nice spin move right at the 7 or 8 yard line, and momentum took him into the end zone.
Give Hutchinson some points, and it's going to be tough to score against this defense.
Kick is returnable, taken at the 1 yard line, brought out quickly to the 10. This is a real speedster to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 35. Breaks the outside at the 40. Open at the 45, and corralled finally at the Hutchinson 45-yard line.
Some speed,
what a marvelous run back by Greg Payton.
He cannot be. They list him at 5'8", Glenn. He can't be 5'6".
He's a little guy.
Oh my!
Can he fly? Look like those water bugs on water, man. He's off and running.
As I've seen that, I'm not sure I don't kick the ball out of bounds if he's out there again.
Yeah, wow.
Good night.
But a great opportunity for the Scotties as they have field position, which is so important. They battle the wind here in the second quarter, and they run the pitch, and the Dragons defend it perfectly. Pitch came to Michael Thomas. Dragons in the backfield. Loss of 4.
Caleb Bryce, 37. That guy has been the best player along with Clarence Hicks on the Dragon front 7 in this contest early. Caleb is playing lights out.
This defense is so good.
This has the makings of being as good a defense as Ryan Rhodes has ever put on the field here at Hutchinson.
2nd and 14, backed up now to the 49-yard line of the Blue Dragons. Avery McCall has a running back with him. Probably a passing play. Has time now, starts to run out of time, sets up the screen pass, and a little bit of room to run, but it quickly goes away. This Dragon defense is so quick, and it's going to go for a loss of 4 or 5 yards.
Yep, and Monty Montgomery slams the runner to the turf, holds the football, and the official says, no, young man, he was down. Then you pick the football up, but good try.
Right now, the Highland Scotties have to feel like there must be 14, 15 players out here on defense against us. You make a good move, you get free, you set up the screen pass, and the Blue Dragons just gobble you up.
And this is a really good Highland football team. But Hutchinson defensively, I mean, they are special.
It is 3rd down and 18. Now back on the Scotty side of the 50. Dragons threatening blitz. Ball fumbled by the quarterback. He retrieves, rolls to his right, throws it as hard as he can, and it is going to be caught at the 12-yard line. That ball was delivered perfectly between 2 Hutchinson defenders. What an amazing play by Avery McCall, the quarterback.
Yeah, that time you just lose track of the receiver. You don't look back for the football. It stayed in the air for a long time. That is the one weakness Hutchinson has had, Glenn, at times.
The Dragons' secondary has had a tendency to give up the big play.
Yeah, got a player down for the Dragons, but you're right. And he even threw in the double coverage right there, and he was able to make the catch.
We're going to take a break while they tend to the injured Blue Dragon. Highland Scotties down 7-0, but threatening at the Hutchinson 13.
Next Tech Wireless Advance Pay gives you great coverage, 4G LTE data, and you'll love the price. Plans start at $25 a month. Next Tech Wireless Advance Pay is hassle-free too. No contracts, no credit checks, and you can even bring your own device. Sign up now and get a free month of service when you purchase a new device or receive a free Moto E smartphone with new activation. It's Advance Pay at Next Tech Wireless, starting at just $25 per month.
Well, the Blue Dragon secondary gives up a big pass play. They've done that. And, Rob, you are right. Glenn, you are right as well. 2 Dragon defenders there. If either one turned around, they probably could have batted it away.
Got to hope for a field goal attempt here. Keep them out of the end zone.
McCall fakes the pitch, pumps, now throws, and throws it out the back end of the end zone. Nothing available.
He had an open man, though, right at the goal line that he did not see. Number 18 was wide open.
And some pressure makes the quarterback not be able to see the field.
He was looking at the right side of the field, and number 18, Glenn, that you pointed out, was open right in the middle of the field.
And I tell you, if you've ever played the quarterback position and, you know, you're down there and guys are running at your face, it looks so easy from the stands and up in the booth, and to see both sides of the field with pressure coming, it's a hard job being a quarterback, especially in this league.
2nd and 10. Avery from the shotgun will run, breaks to the side. Dragon misses a tackle, and Avery knocked out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. Coming over to make the play for the Blue Dragons, Marty Montgomery. He's tied for 2nd on the team in tackles. That was a big one.
He popped the quarterback. You don't like to see your quarterback take a shot like that, and it was a free one. And number 10 made the most of it, Montgomery, as he popped him out of bounds, and it turned out to be about a gain of 2.
It is 3rd down, and still 7 yards to go. Ball at the Hutchinson 11. Avery McCall has been the quarterback throughout. He has time, loads it out to the left. It is dropped, and an incomplete pass. Boy, he put it right in the hands of his intended receiver. Shaq Crowder couldn't have had an easier catch, couldn't make it.
37, Caleb Bryce. I mean, I would go away from him because right now he's playing on another planet, and the Dragons do what they wanted. Force this team to kick a field goal after the long completion that got him down to around the 10-yard line.
Ryan Chimtog is the kicker. He is outstanding. Had one blocked earlier in this game. That doesn't count as an official miss. Dragons are offside. And they blow the play dead. Field goal is up and good, but the play was blown dead. And I don't know, I doubt it changes the call, but it'll make it a 4th down and about 1 or 2.
It'd still be 3 yards to go. They're going to say 4th and 3. Could change your mind. I don't think so, but the Dragons have to be smarter than that. I mean, I know you blocked one earlier because you got a good jump, but don't give your opponent an easier opportunity.
Well, this basically becomes an extra point for field goal credit. It is going to be put down at the 13-yard line, 23-yard field goal. That is a gimme in this game, and Chimtog makes it a 7-3 football game. So both teams on the scoreboard here in the second quarter, which has 8:50 remaining. Hutchinson still with the lead, but it has been trimmed to 4. Let's take a break.
Hi, Brian Bobo, General Manager at Midwest Superstores. Here to let you know about a special event. Midwest Ford is partnering with Bueller High School's Booster Club in a Drive for Our School event on Friday, October the 19th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Midwest Ford will donate $20 for every test drive. The event will be held on the south side of Bueller High School on 6th and Main. Please come join us for a great event and drive for our schools.
Well, helped greatly by a long pass completion on 3rd and long. The Scotties able to get on the scoreboard. They will kick off. Blue Dragons working with the wind at their back in this second quarter.
And they scored, I believe, in their only opportunity with the wind at their back, Rusty, in this game. And they'll have opportunity number 2. You would think you would get good field position here off this kickoff.
Yeah, all of the points scored have been in the second quarter. Jalen Irwin is back deepest. A line drive kick, and Irwin will field it at the 4. Runs laterally to the 10, to the 15, tries to get to the outside, at the 20, at the 25, at the 30, and out of bounds there. Nice return by Jalen Irwin. That is exactly why Ryan Rhodes would like to have him back there handling punts, having kicks. He is dangerous if he makes the catch.
Glenn, how about that kick into the wind, taking the returnee down to the 5-yard line?
Yeah, heck of a job right there, taking it all the way down, and nice return right there as well.
Incredible. Both rusty punters and kickers have been good in this game.
All right, Blue Dragons start at the 30, 7-3 football game, 8:42 to play in the first half. Highland threatening blitz. Mason Shucker, the quarterback, fakes a handoff, tosses it out in the left flat, and nowhere to go. Reception was made, but for negative yardage. Got it quickly out to Kareem Brown, but not very effective at all. Two Dragons were right there in the same spot.
That's because Khalil McLean is supposed to make the block after his teammate catches the ball, and he missed his block, and his guy came off and made the tackle, and got to do a better job out there blocking.
2nd and 11. Shucker gets a high snap and is hauled down from behind. The ball pops loose, and the Scotties might have it. Des Jackson might have gotten underneath. He's in there battling for it. The officials have not indicated. And Scotties continue to say that it is their ball. Des Jackson, I think got on top of it for the Dragons.
The ball was knocked out of the quarterback's hand. And Hutchinson is very fortunate that Mason Shucker didn't have his second fumble already of this first half.
Well, that was a great reaction by Des Jackson. There were a number of people that had a shot at it. I'm not sure whether Jackson had it cleanly himself or whether he had to wrestle it away. But when they untangled the pile, Hutchinson maintains the football.
This defense for Highland is a nightmare. Fast, aggressive, strong.
Dragons looking at 3rd and long. How many times have we said that? Play action. And the ball thrown underneath, caught, short of the first down. Ball pops out again.
And a fumble, and we recover the ball right around the first down marker. This could be a blessing in disguise, and I think it's going to be a Dragon first down.
Watson's a little shook up, but you're right.
Could somebody hold on to the football?
Leroy Watson down. And the official indicating the play dead, as you said, at the 40-yard line. That would be...
It's a first down.
A first down.
The official already said... that's one of those. That play was so bad, it was good. And Hutchinson right now thanking their lucky stars, as I think Watson's going to be okay. He's the Dragon best tight end. He's holding his midsection, a place where you probably don't want to get hit, and I think he's going to be okay.
Rob, that's what we say about the BW Morning Show. It's so bad it's good.
It's so bad it's good. Good point, Glenn.
Get the receivers a heater. Get those hands warmed up. The Dragons all of a sudden started having trouble hanging on.
Yeah, it hadn't been pretty from that standpoint for sure. Now, if you could really get this ground game going, wouldn't it be nice?
Yeah, that has been hard to do. Again, the Scotties showing blitz. Dragons run right into the area from which the blitz comes, and not much there. A yard, maybe 2. Maybe 2 yards.
Ronald McGee, number 92. He just flattened the Dragon ball carrier on that play. Hutchinson, though, with 2 yards. Always good to get positive yards on first down.
Andrew Lee was the ball carrier, his first carry of the game.
It's 7-3 Hutchinson, 6:30 to go, second quarter. Dragons are in a fist fight in this one.
One of these teams is going to start picking up some significant yardage on first downs. It's going to win this football game. Right now, nobody can get anything going, and keeps looking at 2nd and long. Play action, ball thrown over the middle, and incomplete. Shucker going deep, intended for Irwin. Led him a little bit too much in the middle of the field. It is 3rd down and 8.
Single coverage, no safety over the middle, and it's a slant. That is a touchdown if you can complete it. And that time the quarterback wishes he would have maybe not put as much air under it.
Dragons at their own 42-yard line, wind at their back, 6:11 to go in the first half. It is 7-3 Hutchinson. Number 5 leads number 13 in a huge Jayhawk football game. Again, pressure. Shucker back to throw. Sets up the screen pass, complete to Khalil McLean. McLean, battling, won't get the first down. Will get, as a matter of fact, only 3 yards. Let's brag a little bit about the Scotty defense. Tremendous job. Dragons had the screen pass set up. Scotties were not about to give up enough for a first down.
Glenn, neither team is going to be close to 100 yards of offense when this first half is over, it looks like.
Not even close. It's starting a little precipitation, guys. We're heading up. We'll be up there in just a second.
All right. Thanks for the heads up. Glenn Grunwald has been on the sidelines thanks to Jackson Meats, the best place to get meat in Hutchinson, Kansas.
Brian George awaits the punt. He stands at his 25-yard line. The snap is okay. The kick is off. It is better than okay. A fair catch made at the 14-yard line by Brian George. Scotties begin there with a little better than 5 minutes left in a 7-3 first half with the homestanding Blue Dragons of Hutchinson on top.
Well, they vote for a special team player of the week each week, Rusty, and right now, 87, Matt Jones is leading by a mile in that department.
Well, they changed his number. He started the year at 59, moved it to 87 because he was doing some double duty out on the end of that line.
He has been as brilliant as you can be from a punting standpoint in this contest.
Avery McCall. Hands off. The Dragons grab quickly, and again, just nothing there for Kevin Brown.
Yeah, Dragons clogging that up. That is big 56, Latrell Bankston again. He has been really good, just stout on that defensive line. Hutchinson will rotate anywhere from 11 to 12, depending on the health of their defensive linemen. Ryan said, I've had years where we could only rotate 1 or 2 extra guys.
Second down, 9. McCall wants to throw, throws underneath, complete in the middle of the field. Dragons corral quickly, and it'll go for just a gain of a couple.
Tough sledding against this Dragon defense. Really the only place where Hutchinson gets beat is on those deep throws sometimes in the secondary.
Don't you love the way the Dragons run to the football?
That's the sign of a really good defense.
Third down, 7.
You can't coach it. You either have it or you don't. This unit has it. It's a special bond.
Avery McCall trying to make a big play for the Scotties, who trail 7-3. Taking his time, running back off his right hip. Now he's all by himself as he sends Kevin Brown to the side. Back to throw, has a lot of time, pressure on him, throws it downfield, and it is out of the reach of everybody. A Blue Dragon got tripped up trying to go for an interception. Not there quickly enough to make the play. Latavian Beaton. It's a long incomplete pass. It's fourth down, and again, a punt against the wind.
Dragons here hoping to get good position as we're going to have, looks like Bennett, number 3, back to return this punt, Rusty. That's a new number.
Well, Hutchinson trying to find somebody to handle punts. Tinsley handled the last one.
And he did a good job of securing the catch. That's all you want here. Don't let it go over your head. Keep it in front of you. Secure the football, and the Dragons should have good field position.
Spurrow gets a nice snap, gets it off. It is not particularly long. Wynn gets it, takes a backwards bounce, and the Scotties down it, but only at their 33-yard line. That is a punt of less than 15 yards. And again, terrific field position for the Dragons in a game in which the wind has been a big, big factor.
Now, with 3:55 to go in the second quarter, Hutchinson here wants to at least come away with points, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. Control some clock here and see if you can't tack on some points.
Highland Scotties have been involved in a bundle of these close games. Every one of them has been close. They won one by 9 in overtime. That's the most lopsided game in which the Scotties have played. Dragons start at the 33-yard line. And they start with a run, slant to the side, and a gain down inside the 30. That's Jonathan White on the carry. His 10-yard run, which featured a couple of twirls that would make a ballerina proud. The result, a Hutchinson touchdown.
Their coach, Aaron Arnold's tough, and Ryan Rhodes says, I respect him, and his team plays like the tough coach that he is, and they're just very disciplined, and all you have to do is put tape on, watch this defense for a quarter, and you can see they're as good as anyone in the country.
Khalil McLean moves across the formation from right to left. Shucker takes the snap, hands off, trying to get to the outside and not able to get there. Jonathan White, he's battled, but he's punished and put down for a loss of a yard or so.
Well, continues to chew up the clock, but you're looking now at a 3rd down 8 situation for Hutchinson. probably going to have to throw the ball here, and you're still not in a comfortable spot to kick a field goal.
You know, right now a field goal would come from the 38-yard line. With the wind at the back, it would be a 48-yard attempt. That would be equal to the school record, but you'd feel a lot better about it if you could get downfield.
5 yards here would be huge.
You get downfield 8, and you don't have to worry about it. Shucker from the gun. Loads it up, floats it over the middle, has a receiver, and it is just out of the reach of Jalik Jagway. Had he kept running his route instead of looking back toward the quarterback, he might have had a Hutchinson touchdown.
Mason Shucker, you just threw a great ball. There is a flag on the play. This one could be against the Dragons, and they could decline the penalty, and so even had the completion counted, it may not have mattered. Dragons, hey, both teams in this game have done well with only 3 penalties so far. Hands to the face. Declined.
All right.
Dragons have a decision.
They're going to say, are you going to go for it? Are you going to try the field goal? I think you try the field goal.
That's what they're going to do.
Garcia's already kicked one from 48 yards this year. This one will be with the wind at his back.
Yeah, distance here, Rusty, not a problem. You got to make sure it gets high enough to where it's not blocked. That's the key on this. The snap will be good. You can guarantee that.
Marquise Whitmire is the holder. This to tie. They're actually going to put it down. This would be a 49-yard school record field goal, but it is wide to the right and not good. And the Highland Scotties turn the Blue Dragons away empty. It remains 7-3.
Distance, not a problem. It just was to the right. Snap was good. Kick was where it needed to be, but it's tough to make those field goals from 45 yards plus.
Just the third miss of the season by Sebastian Garcia. He's now 6 out of 9. Does have that school record tying 48-yard affair.
Knew it would be a slugfest. 7-3, Hutchinson leads. 2:22 left to go, second quarter. Defense has to get a stop again.
Working against the breeze. Ball on the ground at a little bit of a hole. And running room out to the 38-yard line. That's the first significant run of the game for Highland Scotties. And give it to Kevin Brown.
Jamard Morgan, 30, making the tackle. You're right. Hutchinson is totally dominated. Only 16 yards rushing before that play right there for the Highland Scotties.
Second down and 3. Time a little bit of a factor. The Scotties have 2 timeouts left.
Yep, Hutchinson just won. They burned 2 in the first quarter.
Dragons showing blitz, and they just simply run right into the onrushing Blue Dragons. Ball might have popped loose. Dragons saying it's a fumble. I see no indication from the officials to that effect.
Nope.
It's just simply no gain on the play, 3rd down and 2.
Well, here's a situation. If the Dragons get a stop here, you're going to call timeout and maybe see if you can get something before the half. But we'll see if Highland keeps it on the ground. If they throw it and there's an incomplete pass, you don't have to worry about burning the timeout.
I think you're probably going to take a chance throwing it. But no, they go to the run, and it's going to be close. Big scramble for it. I think forward progress enough to give them a first down.
Sure is, and they will stop the clock momentarily to move the chains, and Highland in business as Hutchinson will rotate 3 new defensive linemen as they do throughout the game and get some fresh troops up front.
Kevin Brown able to get enough for the first down at the 42-yard line. Avery McCall all by himself, loads it up, throws it out in the flat, completes. Dragons try to corral the receiver and do that. Virtually no gain on the play. Let's call it 3 yards, and that's just fine with the clock moving and half a minute to play in the first half.
And a timeout called.
So we'll take a break. This will be of the very short variety. We return in 30 seconds. Scotty's trying to do something about a 7-3 deficit, but running out of time.
Most of us dream of retiring and having financial security. Do you have a plan? This is Jay Pitzer with Strategic Financial Concept. Our mission is to help create and maintain wealth for our clients through effective risk and asset management. I'd love to sit down with you and show you how we can help you keep more of your hard-earned money over your lifetime. Call 960-0749 for a cup of coffee and for the best one-on-one conversation you've ever had with an advisor. Securities offered through the ON Equity Sales Company, member FINRA, SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through ON Investment Management Company.
Second down and 6 at the 46-yard line, but just 34 seconds to go in the first half. Scotties would like to get down for a long-range field goal try at the very least.
Well, any try they have, Rusty, will be into a breeze, and that's going to make it even more difficult.
It's diminished a little bit, though. I don't think it's as strong as it's been, but still 15 yards in the face of the Scotties. Avery McCall in the shotgun, running back on his left hip. Gets a low snap, retrieves it, rolls to the right, looking downfield. He'll run out of bounds just shy of the 50-yard line. That took 6 seconds off the clock, 28 seconds remaining. Still 7-3 Dragons. We're in the first half.
We knew it was going to be a dogfight. I mean, offensively, it has been a struggle for both teams because both these defenses are as good as advertised.
Third down and 3. And they go with the run, and we'll pick up the first down. The clock will stop momentarily while they set the change, and then the official will wind it. 24 seconds remain. Ball at the Hutchinson 47-yard line. And they just down it. 18 seconds left. Still 7-3 Scotties, second down. Time for 2, maybe 3 plays.
Yep, they have a timeout left to burn. They're trying to get infield goal range, call a timeout, and try to tack on some points here before half. This has been the best drive for Highland, really, of the game.
And they can throw over the middle with that timeout. And that's what they do. They throw it low, but a nice grab made at the Hutchinson 38-yard line for Highland Scotties. Antoine Thompson pulling the catch in. And they'll take the timeout. 7 seconds remain. Now, if they run another play here, and we're going to keep it here this time, guys. If they run another play, they run a real risk of time running out without a field goal try. Where they're at, a field goal really isn't feasible because the ball at the 37, it'd be 56 yards into the wind. That would be a Herculean task for anybody.
Here's where Hutchinson got lucky. It's about a yard short of the first down. Had that been a yard further upfield, clock stops while they move the chains, and they could have got to the line of scrimmage, probably saved that timeout. Now, the board down there says they have 1 left, and I thought they just burned their last one.
Well,
they had 2 left, and they've called 2 on this drive.
Well, it is third down and 1, and officials have put a couple extra seconds up there, so 9 seconds left. Scotties, they got to take a chance on something quick to the sideline. Got to get downfield 10, 15 yards, if at all possible. Avery McCall, Dragons might come with all kinds of pressure right here. McCall drops back. Here comes that pressure. McCall steps up, looks, floats it downfield, and throws it out of bounds with 3 seconds to go.
Yeah, and they did finally fix the timeout to where they have none left. So now with 3 seconds to go, it's basically got to be a throw to the end zone.
This will be, barring penalty, the last play of the first half.
And it has been a good one.
It has been just as advertised. Happy you're sharing your Saturday afternoon with us. Avery McCall, young man from Dillon, South Carolina. He will air it out, I would imagine. Drops back. Dragons chase him. Dragons get him back at the 50-yard line. And on that note, the first half comes to a close. Terrific half of football by both teams, but particularly by the Blue Dragons of Hutchinson, who lead at the halftime break 7-3.
Real quick, 44, Jalen Pickney was the one who got the sack.
All right, 7-3, Hutchinson at halftime. We'll pause a couple of minutes and be back with our halftime show.
The Hutch Medicine Shop and the Hutch Blue Dragons have a lot in common. In addition to our logos both being blue, all 3 pharmacists at the Medicine Shop graduated from HCC. Rick Stone in 1984, Brent Bellman in 2001, and Lacey Stone in 2007. In fact, the Medicine Shop has employed over a dozen HCC students over the past 15 years who are now Kansas pharmacists. The Medicine Shop and the Blue Dragons working together as one team.
It's football season, when the weather is warm one day and cold the next. Stay ahead of cold and flu season by drinking plenty of liquids, getting enough rest, and keeping your hands sanitized. Come see the friendly folks at Ashcraft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, for over-the-counter medications to help alleviate symptoms. And if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Dragons! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
For over 15 years, Erickson Custom Building has designed, built, and remodeled homes and commercial projects in central Kansas. Whether you're looking to replace a deck, wanting to build an addition, or remodel your kitchen, our customers receive individualized attention, quality craftsmanship, and exceptional customer service from start to finish. Erickson Custom Building offers new construction and remodeling services in addition to commercial and insurance projects. Visit our website today at ericksoncustombldg.com.
A chilly Saturday afternoon homecoming football game being enjoyed by a pretty decent crowd of fans here in Gowans Stadium. It matches a couple of teams highly ranked, and they have put on a pretty good show for us, particularly if you like defensive football, because it has been on display par excellence. Hutchinson leads it 7-3 at halftime. And in case you haven't figured it out, this is the Medicine Shop first half game capsule. Even though the Medicine Shop personally answers your phone calls and offers old school personal service, they're also on top of the latest technology and social media. They invite you to go to the App Store, download the Medicine Shop app on your smartphone. You can easily order your meds and get updated health information. It's the Hutchinson Medicine Shop, with the construction done, easily accessible at 14th and Main. Looking at the first half, we've been talking to you about what has been a tremendous half of defensive football. How about these for numbers? Hutchinson, 35 snaps in the first half, 93 yards of total offense. Highland Scotties, 38 snaps, 80 yards of offense. The Highland Scotties have 20 yards rushing on 21 tries. Hutchinson, not a lot better, 18 rushes for 38 yards. Scotties have 60 passing yards, Blue Dragons with 55. Mason Shucker, 7 of 17 throwing for those 55 yards. And Avery McCall, 7 of 15 for 51 of those yards. He did complete the one longest pass of the game, a 40-yarder. Hutchinson 8 first downs in the first 30 minutes of this game to 6 for the Highland Scotties. Leading rusher for the Blue Dragons, Desmond Jackson, has 21 yards. Jonathan White, though, scored the game's only touchdown with a dazzling spin move at the 5 that got him into the end zone from 10 yards away. And that is the story as Hutchinson enjoys the halftime edge, 7-3 over the Highland Scotties. We'll take a 2-minute break and be back with lots more during this homecoming halftime in Gowans Stadium.
Parking lots and driveways can be expensive to install. This is Derek Fees. Let APAC Kansas Shears Division help you properly maintain these investments. Patching, crack filling, sealing, and striping are just some of the services we provide. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112. Are you tired of your dusty or muddy driveway? APAC Kansas Shears Division is here to help. This is Derek Fees. Call us and ask us about our asphalt millings. If you are a do-it-yourselfer, arrange for pickup or delivery at your convenience. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112.
Just when you thought you were done with taxes, you got a letter from the IRS. Maybe you're being audited, or maybe you filed for an extension and still need some tax help. We at H&R Block are there for you. We don't stop working on April 15th. Our tax professionals are here to help you year-round. So if you have tax issues you need a hand with, even if H&R Block didn't do your taxes the first time around, visit our offices in Hutchinson, Lyons, or Ellsworth and let our experienced tax professionals help get you every dollar you deserve.
The Rothy family name has always been connected to serving the Hutchinson community, and you can expect the same kind of high-quality service when you visit Rothy Family Flooring. They believe you deserve to be treated like family, so they've invested in their own talented and trustworthy installers to lay your floors. No outside contractors will ever knock on your door if Rothy works for you. Let them show you their expansive selection of name brand flooring and trust your home to the best. Rothy Family Flooring, 325 North Main, Hutchinson.
We understand. You can't plan ahead for an illness or injury, yet you'd really like same-day treatment. That's why Prairie Star offers walk-in clinic services with a responsive medical staff to care for you and your family.
Yes, we want to be your medical home.
Welcome to Prairie Star Health Center and walk-in clinic, whether you have insurance or not. 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Gowans Stadium. Glenn Grunwald, your halftime guest. The host, 7-3, Dragons on top of the Scotties. A defensive battle on this football field this afternoon, and it has been big-time defensive battle. Hutchinson in the second quarter with 11:40 to go, and the second quarter, Jonathan White, a 10-yard run. It was a doozy. Spun away at the 5 and took it into the end zone. Sebastian Garcia's kick was good. Hutch led 7-0. And then a 24-yard field goal by Highland's Ryan Shemtab made it 7-3, and that's where we stand right now at halftime. Looking over some other scores, we got a little bit longer halftime due to halftime activities of homecoming taking place. Dodge City leading Coffeyville 7-0 with 9:40 to go in the first quarter of play. It is that's the only game that is underway so far, other than the Highland Hutchinson game, which you are listening to right now. There's some interesting NCAA scores, though, taking place on today as when we look to the scoreboard. Michigan in a tight one over Maryland at 10-7, second quarter of play with 16 to go. Texas on top of Oklahoma, 31-24. They did have a 31-17 lead. That's in the third quarter now. 8:29 to go. That is the Battle of the Red River down in Dallas at the Cotton Bowl. 31-24, Texas on top of number 7 Oklahoma. Bama all over Arkansas today in the third quarter, 48-14. Michigan State trailing Northwestern 14-12, and KU giving West Virginia a game, 21-14 right now in the third quarter, a minute and 45 to go. That's on ESPN2 if you're interested. So other games coming up later, Wake Forest and Clemson, as well as Iowa State and Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State hosting Iowa State down in Stillwater today. That's some other games that are taking place. Again, we're going to be chatting in just a second with Assistant Athletic Director Steve Kaplan, and we're going to be talking some volleyball action that will be coming up for now. We're at the Sports Arena with 3A and 4A volleyball that will be coming into Sports Arena here coming up before too long. Right now, homecoming taking place down on the field, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take another 2-minute timeout and take a break and get set to talk with Steve and talk with also with Rob Dreher when he returns right after this 2-minute timeout.
When you're looking for jewelry that's one of a kind, remember Amelia Bedelias, filled with thousands of beads and stones. And with my passion for design, I can create something that's perfect for you. Amelia Bedelias, 115 and a half South Main Street in downtown Hutchinson. Go Blue Dragons.
This is Kelly, owner of Brick House Boutique. Don't pack away your summer pieces just yet. It may still be warm, yet summer to fall fashions are here at Brick House Boutique. Comfortable and affordable casual clothes at 117 South Main in Hutchinson. Big city chic in a downtown boutique.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
This is Carter File, president of Hutchinson Community College. The proud tradition of Blue Dragon athletics continues this fall. I encourage you to take advantage of the Blue Dragon All Sports ticket. For just $60 for adults and $40 for K through 8 students, you can enjoy over 50 athletic events at Hutchinson Community College. These are general admission tickets that include football, volleyball, men's and women's basketball, baseball, and other selected events. Get yours today at the sports arena or at area Dillon stores. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and keep current with all Blue Dragon athletic news and events at BlueDragonSports.com.
Vehicles are getting pretty smart these days with semi-automatic control features that make driving easier. But riding an RCAT vehicle is easier yet. You don't have to do a thing. Just stand along the route, wave your hand at the driver, and hop on. RCAT is first come, first served general public transportation that travels throughout Hutchinson and South Hutchinson hourly, on weekdays from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. and on Saturday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 694-2913 for further information.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Gowans Stadium. 7-3 ball game right now at halftime. Dragons on top of the Scotties of Highland, and Highlands came here to play Rob Dreher today. Good ball game, great defensive ball game.
It is, and I'm just looking down on the field right now and feeling very sorry for some homecoming candidates who are wearing dresses with no sleeves and shoes that probably are a little bit chilly, as we're about to find out who the homecoming king
exactly
and queens
right.
are.
One's even got a boot on with one of those little trailers that you have to. I'm not sure who is named as
Brandon Tischhauser.
Yeah, Tischhauser is the queen, so she'll come forward. So pretty good ball game, defensive effort. I love defensive ball games as well. And this first one right here. Again, we'll check some of the scoreboard a little bit later on when some of the other Jayhawk conference teams get going. A lot of interest in some of the games that are taking place tonight. And get Dodge City on top of Coffeyville. That's a key matchup right there with two teams trying to bounce back in the win column.
Absolutely. Well, so there's your king and queen winners. I couldn't catch
who the gentleman is. So a little inclement weather. It's starting to spit a little drizzle out there, so I'm not sure what that's going to have to do with the second half of play or not, but it's been a really good first half of play. Interesting game with the now first quarter score, Garden City on top of Iowa Central 7-0. That's being played in Garden City. That's a key matchup. Not a league game, but a key matchup regarding NJCAA strength because Garden's ranked number 3 in the nation.
And number 1 and number 2 are playing, Glenn. So one of those teams is going to get beat, and that means if Garden wins, they're going to move up to number 2. Hutchinson, first of all, has to take care of business in this one.
Exactly. We can't look past that, but we can as fans can kind of look that way. Indian Butler tonight, that's the late game tonight. Also, a big volleyball game taking place down in Seward County tonight is at 6:30 is the Blue Dragons in action. You can catch that on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. If you want to go to BlueDragonSports.com and go over to the media, you can catch all that action via the stream. That'll be played down in Seward. So Patrick Hall's team going into a tough environment down there with Seward.
And Patrick said, you know, the thing about Seward is they can hit as well as anyone in the country. They struggle a little bit when it comes to passing, and so it's imperative for the Dragon women to serve well to where you don't make some easy passes and make it easy to set that ball up for the kill. And Dragons will have to dig some balls in that. But it's always a very big matchup when those two teams square off.
3A football championship will be played here again this year, and there's some good teams in 3A playing out. Matter of fact, I think 3A is one of more of the loaded classes in classification in the Kansas State High School Activity Association. Should be some possibility of some good games coming in here late November. Also, volleyball, 3A and 4A volleyball will be played over, and you're a little close with that with Heston, your stepdaughter playing for Heston. 3A and 4A volleyball will be played at the sports arena. That will be coming up on the bye week that Dragons don't play.
I can tell you, Hutchinson fans, you want to root for Heston because here's why. They bring a lot of people.
They'll bring a pack of people.
They'll bring a lot of people over here to buy your stuff at your convenience stores and your restaurants and your
probably
gasoline.
maybe even your garage sales that weekend.
Hey, Heston last year finished 3rd at state. The year before finished 2nd at state. The year before finished 3rd at state. They're a top 3 program the last 3 years in the state of Kansas in 3A. They would love to come to the sports arena, bring a bunch of people, and playing fun of some of these Hutchinson fans.
First time that 3A and 4A has been here at the sports arena by way of volleyballs, and Hutchinson's really kind of got to love that classification because in the 3A state basketball tournament, it's been here for a long time.
It has.
And this is also, Gowans has been the home for 3A by way of football, and they have had some great games. You know, I even remember the ice game a couple years ago where all the ice storm happened, but the first to get the 3A and 4A, so you top that along with, of course, the NJCAA National Tournament Division I in November. That sports arena is getting some work out regarding some of the athletic teams coming in.
And early December, a Salt City Bowl, of which Hutchinson would like to be playing for a national championship against somebody.
But someplace else. It would be over in Pittsburgh, where it's been designated.
I thought there was some talk to where you could maybe...
Well, maybe that's possible. You might know something I don't know, because the NJCAA has designated Pittsburgh to be the national championship site. So we'll have to see what's going to happen with that.
Pull some teeth and get some people.
Maybe so. That's a possibility. Let's take another 2-minute timeout. Again, we're at halftime. 7-3 ball game. The Blue Dragons on top of the Scotties out of Highland. We'll take a break. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Just as the Hutchinson Blue Dragons athletics are a tradition, so is the Anchor Inn in downtown Hutchinson. Whether you plan lunch or dinner or even take out for home, the Anchor Inn is a great family restaurant that you are sure to enjoy. Order off their great menu or take advantage of the Anchor Inn's awesome buffet. You'll make a great choice either way. The Anchor Inn is also a great spot to meet up with old friends and acquaintances because everyone goes to the Anchor. That's the Anchor Inn at 128 South Main in Hutchinson, proud supporters of Hutchinson Blue Dragon Athletics.
iPhone fans, listen up. Nextech Wireless is launching an amazing new deal. Get 4 new iPhones with unlimited data for less than $40 per line. You heard us right. That price includes the phones and unlimited data. Nextech Wireless has more than 50 store locations to serve you. So stop by and get your 4 iPhones with unlimited data for less than $40 per month per line. Certain restrictions apply. Phone guard required and not included in price. Get your 4 new iPhones today at Nextech Wireless.
Hi, Brian Bobo, General Manager at Midwest Superstores. Here to let you know about a special event. Midwest Ford is partnering with Bueller High School's Booster Club in a Drive for Our School event on Friday, October the 19th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Midwest Ford will donate $20 for every test drive. The event will be held on the south side of Bueller High School on 6th and Main. Please come join us for a great event and drive for our schools.
Most of us dream of retiring and having financial security. Do you have a plan? This is Jay Pitzer with Strategic Financial Concept. Our mission is to help create and maintain wealth for our clients through effective risk and asset management. I'd love to sit down with you and show you how we can help you keep more of your hard-earned money over your lifetime. Call 960-0749 for a cup of coffee and for the best one-on-one conversation you've ever had with an advisor. Securities offered through the ON Equity Sales Company, member FINRA, SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through ON Investment Management Company.
You're listening to Blue Dragon Football on Country 102.9 KHUT Hutchinson and BW Radio, AM 1450, FM 98.5, KWBW, where Hutchinson comes to talk.
Well, welcome back to Gowans Stadium. 7-3 ball game. Hutchinson on top of the Highland Scotties. Glenn Grunwald, Rob Dreher, and we're getting set to wrap up the halftime here. Auburn and Mississippi tonight in SEC play should be a big one. Kentucky and Texas A&M. Kentucky playing good ball, ranked number 13 in the nation, Rob. They're playing some good football. And Florida State in Miami. That's bragging rights down there. That takes place today at 2:30 on ABC. 48-point over-under and a 14-point edge for the Miami-Florida team. That should be a good game.
Something also tomorrow on KWBW Radio starting at high noon, the Chiefs and Jacksonville. Jacksonville, remember, they were in the AFC Championship game last year against New England. Those two teams played this year already, and Jacksonville had their way with the Patriots. And I think a really good test for Patrick Mahomes and company as far as that defense is about as good as you're going to see, and should be a good matchup
Should be
tomorrow.
A good matchup, and Mahomes is for real. If folks haven't tuned in lately, he is fun to watch play football. They got to find a defense to help him a little bit. But we'll see what's going to happen. Texas has tacked on 3 more. They lead 38-24 over Oklahoma with 4:11 to go in the third quarter of play. Oklahoma capable of coming back, but that's a good ball game. And also Kansas still, now they trail by 2 touchdowns, 28-14 in the fourth quarter. West Virginia with the lead, a 2-touchdown lead. That's on ESPN. What do you expect in the second half? Defense continuing?
There's more moisture coming down right now, and is that going to be a factor? We've been out here watching long snappers and guys trying to do stuff in the kicking game, and I've seen, it's not the real punter, but I've seen a snap go over somebody's head. I've seen a ball hit the guy who's supposed to punt in the hands and he drop it. So is there going to be a mistake by one of these teams in the second half? Because both teams are so good defensively, I think it's going to take some kind of a mistake.
First 5 minutes could tell the tale here in the third quarter play. When you come out of those locker rooms, you've been nice and warm, kind of warmed up a little bit, and all of a sudden it gets cold. So we'll just have to see what's going to happen. But both teams have played really good defense in this first half of play. Hutchinson with the edge, 7-3. We'll take another 2-minute timeout and get set for the second half of play. Rusty's back in the booth. We'll be back with more Blue Dragon football when we return in 2 minutes.
This is Carter File, president of Hutchinson Community College. The proud tradition of Blue Dragon athletics continues this fall. I encourage you to take advantage of the Blue Dragon All Sports ticket. For just $60 for adults and $40 for K through 8 students, you can enjoy over 50 athletic events at Hutchinson Community College. These are general admission tickets that include football, volleyball, men's and women's basketball, baseball, and other selected events. Get yours today at the sports arena or at area Dillon stores. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and keep current with all Blue Dragon athletic news and events at BlueDragonSports.com.
It's football season, when the weather is warm one day and cold the next. Stay ahead of cold and flu season by drinking plenty of liquids, getting enough rest, and keeping your hands sanitized. Come see the friendly folks at Ashcraft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, for over-the-counter medications to help alleviate symptoms. And if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Dragons! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
For over 15 years, Erickson Custom Building has designed, built, and remodeled homes and commercial projects in central Kansas. Whether you're looking to replace a deck, wanting to build an addition, or remodel your kitchen, our customers receive individualized attention, quality craftsmanship, and exceptional customer service from start to finish. Erickson Custom Building offers new construction and remodeling services in addition to commercial and insurance projects. Visit our website today at ericksoncustombldg.com.
It is the option of the Highland Scotties to take the football if they so desire, starting this third quarter. Wind still blowing out of the north, I would guess, looking at the flag off to our left, somewhere around the 15, 16 mile an hour range. One would think, trailing 7-3, the Scotties would take the football.
Of course they will. And, it's going to be very imperative to take care of the football, try to not make mistakes, and when the wind is at your back, find a way to take advantage of it. Because, you look at the flag there, Rusty, but when I was watching the homecoming festivities and folks were standing down on the field with the dresses and stuff, you could see how strong the wind is actually down on the field.
Rob, we were talking before the game and going through a scenario that might give the Blue Dragons a shot at playing for a national championship, perhaps. I have no doubts about this team being good enough defensively to play for a national championship. Can they be good enough offensively?
Right, and, special teams for the most part, Rusty, we've seen, the kickoff coverage be great. Kick return, good coverage on those units. We've seen punting as good as you're ever going to see in this game so far by the Hutchinson punter. Maybe some issues still to be resolved, and when you are receiving punts, catch the ball and not let it play you and take some bad bounces and lose field position. But, yeah, special teams, I love this team. Defense, I love this team. Offensively, I'm lukewarm on this team, and they can definitely show some improvement.
I think to win a national championship, this team has to get a lot better offensively. You can't get by with a half in which you rush for 38 yards, not against a tremendous team. But I also think this team has the potential to become a pretty good rushing team. Desmond Jackson has some skills. Jonathan White, a great run. Should get Aaron Collins back in a couple of weeks. So we shall see. But right now, the order of business, take care of things here.
Yep, here we go.
Low kick, bullet kick, surprising against that wind, and they shovel it backwards, put it in the hands of Brian George, and George breaks to the outside. Flags fly as George is hauled down short of the 35-yard line. Ball might have popped loose.
Well, there is a scramble for the football. I think the ball is out, and I'm not telling you.
Yeah, it was out, but
don't know who's got it.
Saying they got it, but there's a flag on the play also.
And Glenn, I think the flag is going to be against Highland, as they did come out with the football.
The flag was dropped early in the return, and it typically means some sort of illegal block. So one would think that the Scotties would get backed up, but no.
Chop block against
the
Dragons.
The Dragons. Wow.
Well, they're going to have great field position, and keep in mind they've got the wind at their back here in this quarter.
And that is so important, because the one thing that you want to do when you have the wind at your back is keep it out of your end as much as you possibly can, because it's so hard to play there. But now they're out close to midfield.
All right, here we go. First play of the second half from an offensive standpoint.
And they go with a run, pound straight ahead. A little bit of yardage, but not significant yardage for running back Kevin Brown.
Caleb Bryce on the tackle. Glenn, do we have moisture falling?
No, not a whole lot, but it's pretty damp out here. I think it did during halftime, but it's right now no precipitation.
Okay.
Second down 3 at the Hutchinson 49-yard line for the Scotties, who trail 7-3. Avery McCall, good quarterback. He's gone the distance. Hands off, and the Dragons in the backfield, and that time Kevin Brown down before he had a chance to get started. Loss on the play of a yard. It'll be 3rd and long.
Latrell Bankston, Coach Rhodes has just talked a lot about him really here in the last month, and he swallows up the ball carrier. He is tough to move from his defensive tackle position.
3rd and long, and we have said that a bunch in this game. 2 outstanding defenses putting on quite a show.
And the Dragons haven't blitzed hardly at all in this contest.
They blitz there and are offside unless they were drawn off.
This could go either way. I saw a Dragon move, but was he induced by a lineman? Because the lineman also moved.
The officials aren't helping us so far. Yeah, there it is, false start. It looked like the Dragons were coming on the blitz. There was some hesitation, and then all of a sudden the Dragon came across, and you hoped that the officials see what the defensive back saw.
Glenn, it's tough to get 10 yards against Hutchinson, let alone 14.
And it is 3rd down and 14. Avery McCall, 6'1", 200-pounder out of Dillon, South Carolina. 2-step drop, throws over the middle, completes it to his tight end, short of the first down. Completed to the 46-yard line. That will be 4 yards shy of a first down, but a good job of getting the ball in the hands of Bernard Porter. And now I would think with the Dragons this quarter fighting the breeze, they're going to try to punt it down inside the 10.
Yep, you play to your strength, and the strength of both these teams are their defenses. And with the wind at your back, you're going to try to pin Hutchinson inside their 10, get a stop, and then try to get good field position for another possession.
Maxim Spurl is the punter. Mitchell Tinsley awaits, standing at his 10-yard line. Kick is up. It is going to sail over his head, and fortunately for the Blue Dragons, into the end zone. So it'll come out to the 20, and it is there that Hutchinson will have the football for the first time in the second half, still leading 7-3.
Well, Glenn, the punter on his backside again, but he was pushed by his own player.
Yeah, blocked him into him, and That nice job by the rush for the defensive line up there. That's good. Tinsley did a good job of just letting that one go. There's no doubt that was going in the end zone.
All right, can Hutchinson's offense at least pick up a couple of first downs?
Well, we'll find out. Mason Shucker is the quarterback, as he has been from the very beginning of the season. Khalil McLean goes in motion across the formation from left to right. Running back is Des Jackson, and Jackson gets the first opportunity and gets dumped for a loss of about 4. That is just very poor blocking up front.
Yep, and Rico Hanna, number 2, the defensive player of the week in the conference, just blew through unblocked. Nobody touched him, and he blew the play up for a loss of 4.
These teams are going to have to complete some passes. It's just simply a case of the defenses being too good for the rushing game.
Yeah, and you got to be careful down here also.
And now they show blitz. Shucker with time throws it over the middle. Catch made. That's perfect. Throw it out across the 30-yard line to the 35. Khalil McLean, what a perfectly delivered pass.
And even better, the ball was caught. How many balls have we seen dropped in this game?
Yeah, good job of catching it, and also his momentum along with the defensive player. He just kept going for 5, 6, 7, 8 yards.
Shucker now 8 of 18. No interceptions. He's thrown for 74 yards.
And he is at his best when he throws the intermediate or even the short pass. Pretty accurate when he does that.
Well, that was a big first down.
First down 10. Now at the Hutch 35. Shucker taking his time. Pressure comes. And the Dragons get it in the hands of Jonathan White. Breaks a tackle at the 40, at the 45, and out to the 50-yard line. Jonathan White has been the best running back of this game so far, and he moves the chains one more time.
Yeah, I agree, Rusty, and that's his 5th carry. He's got a touchdown already, averaging about 4.2 yards a carry. Nobody else is even close to averaging more than 2. He has been really good today.
And some of that, of course, due to the respect shown to Des Jackson. Jackson is the running back. He's in there along with White. The ball at midfield. First down Dragons. They work against a 15-mile-an-hour wind with a 4-point lead. This is Jackson. Jackson goes left. Gets 4 more down to the 46-yard line.
And Glenn Grunwald, all of a sudden, the offensive line starting to win some battles up front.
This is similar to last week, Rusty, when Jackson ripped off 2 quick ones to set up the pass to Watson across the middle for the go-ahead touchdown for the Blue Dragons over Butler. So let's see what happens here in this drive.
Yep, Sideline Reports brought to you by Jackson Meat here in Hutchinson.
Shucker hands off, and Jackson trying to find the hole, find a little bit of space, gets 2 to the 44-yard line, which will leave a 3rd down and 4, and the clock working down toward the 10-minute mark.
But what you've done, Rusty, by getting these first downs, if you have to punt here, you have changed field position. And that is critical in a game like this where both defenses have been unbelievably good.
Dragons need to get to the 40 for a first down. Ball resting at the 43.
I think you run it again.
Blitz threatened. Dragons give to Jackson. He has a first down. In the open field momentarily, that closes quickly. He stumbles forward and has, though, a first down at the 34.
Yeah, he ran where the blitz came from and had some room to run right there and moves the chains again. 1st and 10 on the 34.
And that is his 13th carry. I mean, they have bottled him up, but on this drive, 27 is starting to win the battle.
Dragons moving down the field. Started at their 20.
Hutchinson with 139 yards of offense, and it has been tough for every one of those yards.
There's a handoff and a hole on the left side. Jackson, open field at the 20, at the 15, at the 10, grabbed from behind at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Blue Dragons. Des Jackson cruising downfield.
Glenn Grunwald, why are we winning the line of scrimmage all of a sudden?
I tell you what, it's where the blitz is coming from, and they're just taking advantage of that, running where the blitz is coming from, and that time there was some blocking downfield. Good job by Des to take it all the way to the 5.
Boy, if you could punch it in here for a touchdown, it would be very
big.
tough.
Yeah, this would be a touchdown against the wind.
Yep.
At the 5 with an and goal situation, Shucker awaits. signals he's ready, takes the snap, hands off. Jackson darts to the right side, has room. Touchdown, Blue Dragons! Des Jackson off the right side. And the Blue Dragon lead grows to 13-3.
Unbelievable drive. There was one possession where we threw the pass and picked up a first down, and other than that, it was pound city on the ground, and not only Desmond Jackson, but also Jonathan White.
And now the extra point to make it 14-3. Garcia. Oh, bad snap. And the Dragons will not be able to convert. That is unfortunate. But nevertheless, the Dragons get 6. The lead is 10, 13-3, 8:45 to play in the third quarter. We'll take a break while we await the kickoff.
The Hutch Medicine Shop and the Hutch Blue Dragons have a lot in common. In addition to our logos both being blue, all 3 pharmacists at the Medicine Shop graduated from HCC. Rick Stone in 1984, Brent Bellman in 2001, and Lacey Stone in 2007. In fact, the Medicine Shop has employed over a dozen HCC students over the past 15 years who are now Kansas pharmacists. The Medicine Shop and the Blue Dragons working together as one team.
7 would have been better, but the Dragons get 6 against the Breeze and lead 13-3. And the Hutchinson defense has been so tough, you wonder if that might not already be enough.
Well, you mentioned it. Not only the ability to score, but score with the wind in your face. It was huge. Hutchinson, remember, was backed up deep in their own territory when that drive started.
Started at the 20, so it was an 80-yard touchdown drive. Long, or rather a driving kick, hits an offensive player at the 40-yard line, and he falls on top of it. That was for Highland on top of the football, DeAndre Peterson. So pretty good field position. Dragons choosing to keep it on the ground with a squib kick rather than boot it up in the air.
And I can tell that Ryan Rhodes wanted that, because had he not wanted it, when the kicker came off the field, he would have greeted him, and he applauded. They don't want to give this Highland team the ability to return and make a big play.
Well, we've seen what Greg Payton can do. You don't want to kick it to number 29.
Looks like somebody we know for the Chiefs running around back there.
That's okay, though. Well, oh, wait a minute. You're a Bronco fan.
That's right.
All right, here we go. Dragons with a 10-point lead. Defense playing with a 3-man front. And the ball thrown over the middle. Caught. And a first down. Nice pass play. Little quick hitter Antavius Cook tracked it down, and he is forward for a first down at the Hutchinson 48-yard line.
McCall is 9 of 17, and been tough to complete passes. That one of his better ones, and that's a good way to start a drive.
All right, it is a first down in Hutchinson country. Back to the run they go, and a little bit of a hole, and belted out of bounds is Michael Thomas. But he got about 5 or 6 before that occurred.
Latavian beaten with the tackle. 56, Latrell Bankston, who has been an animal up front on that defensive line for the Dragons, is down.
Yeah, Bankston, big kid, 6'1", 284-pounder from Woodstock, Georgia. While they tend to him, let's take a break.
Can be expensive to install. This is Derek Fees. Let APAC Kansas Shears Division help you properly maintain these investments. Patching, crack filling, sealing, and striping are just some of the services we provide. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112. Are you tired of your dusty or muddy driveway? APAC Kansas Shears Division is here to help. This is Derek Fees. Call us and ask us about our asphalt millings. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, arrange for pickup or delivery at your convenience. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112.
They continue to tend to Latrell Bankston.
Yeah, he seemed to be in a lot of pain. Still down. I think they're going to get him up to his feet. Dragons are hoping that he will be okay.
Yeah,
because
he's putting a little pressure on both legs.
That appears to be an ankle.
Yeah, he's a little gimmicky.
He's so good up front. Him and Clarence Hicks have just had incredible seasons for the Dragons, and I think he's going to be okay. He needs to walk this off.
But this is a Blue Dragon football team that, unlike so many in the past, has a lot of depth.
11 to 12 deep. Some years we've had 5 and 6. He's like, I'm going to jog off the field. This isn't going to slow me down. Coach, let me come over here. I'll put some duct tape on it, and I'll be good to go in a couple plays.
But let's not forget it was for Highland Scotties a nice gain on first down.
Yeah.
It is a 2nd and 5 at the Hutchinson 43-yard line. Scotties on the short end of a 13-3 count, nearing the middle of the third quarter.
And since you got the score, you can't let your guard down now and let Highland come away with some points here.
All right, quarterback Avery McCall with running back Michael Thomas on his left hip, wants to throw, sets up, floats it downfield, flag flies, and the ball is batted away by Blue Dragon defender Art Green. Will check the flag, which was on the opposite side of the field.
Boy, I don't know if this is something that happened at the line of scrimmage between the receiver and the defensive back, happened right in front of Ryan Rhodes, and it's going to go against Hutchinson, and he's barking at the official right now. I mean, look at him. He's like, that is the most ridiculous call I've seen because it happened right in front of me.
He's been on him all day long. Now we have another flag fly.
This is probably going to be this, I don't know, it's either a substitution violation or a, yep. That's on the coach.
So that's going to be a 15-yard walk-off in addition to the earlier penalty. And all of a sudden, the Highland Scotties with a whole bunch of yards gift-wrapped. And Christmas still 2 months away.
Yep, you get another one and you're gone, is basically what he's trying to tell us, Glenn Grunwald.
Yeah.
He's saying, I've had enough.
But Ryan's hot, and I don't blame him.
Ball at the 23-yard line after the penalties. And a give up the middle. Running play doesn't get a whole lot. That was Joe Garcia.
Sometimes this can fire a defense up. And this team, they'll play for their coach, and they can tell he's animated, and then it fires the players up. 2nd down, 9. You just want to do here, you don't want to give up a big score.
But already in field goal range,
yes.
And the Dragon missed extra point could prove to be a big problem. Although Hutchinson's lead at the moment is 10. Dragons coming with pressure. Highland able to get it toward the edge. Kevin Brown working left. Was bent backwards after gaining just a little over a yard.
Big 3rd down. It's been tough for both offenses, although Hutchinson's offense, first possession of this second half.
Put a nice drive.
Oh,
together.
my goodness. That was as pretty as anything we've seen in this game.
So it is 3rd down and 8 at the Hutchinson 21.
Can you get pressure on the QB? Needed here.
Dragons are showing blitz. Now they back off of it. Ball thrown over the middle and incomplete. Little quick look in. Dragons had it defended pretty well. Pass is incomplete, and it'll be 4th down, and Highland will bring on the field goal team. Ryan Chemtob, he's kicked 1. That's the only points for the Scotties. He is officially 9 of 10 on the season. This one will be put down at the 29-yard line, 39-yard attempt, well within his range. He's kicked them up to 50.
Well,
angle
we'll
from the left. Snap's good, kicks up. Kick is long enough, might be right. Did it get inside the upright? It did.
Yeah, it did.
So the Highland Scotties with their second field goal of the afternoon tighten it a bit. 13-6. The missed Blue Dragon extra point could be problematic, but the Hutchinson lead is still a touchdown and an extra point. Let's take a break. We'll have the Highland Kickoff up next.
Just when you thought you were done with taxes, you got a letter from the IRS. Maybe you're being audited, or maybe you filed for an extension and still need some tax help. We at H&R Block are there for you. We don't stop working on April 15th. Our tax professionals are here to help you year-round. So if you have tax issues you need a hand with, even if H&R Block didn't do your taxes the first time around, visit our offices in Hutchinson, Lyons, or Ellsworth and let our experienced tax professionals help get you every dollar you deserve.
Guys, that was a scoring drive where you got the feeling that Highland didn't do all that much. Dragons helped out greatly on that one with penalties.
Well, Coach Rhodes called the head referee over to the sideline again. He's done some chewing. He's already had a warning, and he's still not happy with this situation. But you got to walk away from it. Your team has a 13-6 lead, and forget and move on.
All right, the Scotties will kick off. It'll be Ryan Chemtop and those amazing shoes. They look almost like clown shoes out of a circus. Orange and lime green. You could spot him at a dark alley at midnight.
He can kick the ball. Be surprised if this one isn't out of the end zone.
It's a boomer. And the Dragons won't even try to return it. Bounces out of the back end of the end zone and will come out to the 25-yard line.
Glenn Grunwald is on the field. Glenn, any precipitation?
Yeah, it's just a slight mist, enough to probably make the ball a little slick. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that.
Well, the last drive, Hutchinson got the ground game going. Dragons now with a 99-28 advantage rushing the football. Here's what you want to do. Come out and pound it again and eat this clock and try to get first down after first down.
Just one running back in there for the Dragons, that being Jonathan White.
He's been good.
Mason Shucker in the gun, takes the snap, wants to throw, pumps once, floats it out, and either had it slip out of his hands or just threw it away. It is incomplete. Incomplete over the top of the Hutchinson bench.
Boy, and I thought the quarterback threw the football and then still got popped, and I was waiting to see if the official would maybe throw a late flag, not doing it.
You're thinking of the National Football League.
Yeah, Rusty, if you get breathed on in the National Football League, it's a roughing the passer. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
It is a 2nd down and 10 for the Blue Dragons, still at their own 25-yard line. A 13-6 Hutchinson lead. Shucker with time, floats it upfield. Irwin with a catch at the 50-yard line. Gets away at the 45, at the 40. Tracked down from behind and hammered to the ground, but not before he goes all the way to the 36.
Biggest throw of the game for Shucker, and it is a big-time play to move the chains and move the football inside Highland Scotty territory.
Nice job by the quarterback. Nice job by the receiver, Jalen Irwin.
You could hear that ball quacking all the way up there, guys. That was a floppy pass, but it did the job.
It's tough to throw in these conditions.
Shucker again in the gun. This time goes to White, and White tries to pick his spot, able to slither through to the 34, possibly the 33, and they'll say his knee down at the 34. It's a gain of 2.
But positive yards. Dragons with something going for a second consecutive drive. Would like to finish it off here. You know, you had the extra point missed. Even if you could come away with a field goal here and go up 2 scores, it's huge.
Have to move it a ways to have a realistic field goal chance. Shucker pumps, throws it left, completes it, but a short gain, just a couple of yards. The play took a long time to develop. Finally wound up putting it in the hands of Cephas Smith for a gain of 2 to the 31. If you're thinking field goal, 48 against the wind, forget it.
Well, Jonathan Thompson, though, number 4, had to make an open field tackle. It's slick. You know, it's not easy to tackle with the conditions the way they are, and credit the defensive back that time for making a sure one-on-one tackle.
3rd down, 5. Dragons likely in 4-down territory unless it becomes 4th and long.
Agree.
2 running backs with the Hutchinson quarterback, and Shucker fakes the handoff, wants to throw. Pressure comes from the backside, got to throw it, and he's hit from behind as he releases it. Now they're going to say it's a fumble.
That is not
It is
fumble.
picked up by the Scotties, and they bring it back upfield to the Hutchinson 20-yard line, picked up by Rico Hanna. I think that should have been an incomplete pass, but right now the ruling is fumble.
That.
Wow.
Okay. If you could review this play, I'm 1,000% sure the quarterback's arm was going forward on that pass, and in the NFL, it would never stand in a million years. We don't have that luxury, but the officials, and there's like 16 of them down there, not one of them could see his arm going forward, and in my opinion, when they watch this, that's a bad call.
Well, the officiating in the Jayhawk Conference has been criticized by an awful lot of the coaches, and that's because so many good officials have moved on to greener pastures. The play stands at the Hutchinson 21-yard line. Scotties 21 yards away from a chance to tie or take the lead in this game. Avery McCall trying to capitalize on the Hutchinson mistake. Hands off, nothing doing on the running play. Kevin Brown finds the running very, very tough. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, no better.
Yeah, that time big number 99, Jamichael Neal, was having no part of it in the middle.
Dragons have had some problems in this game, and that's going to go down as a fumble. It's unlike the other problems handling the football the Dragons have had. Those have just been slip out of the hands kind of things.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure the Hutchinson quarterback's arm was going forward. Dragons chasing, McCall racing for the sideline. He's all of a sudden at the 20 and runs out of bounds at the 10-yard line. What a job Avery McCall on the scramble to the left-hand side. Gets very, very close to a first down.
Boy, this, when you have a 7-point lead, you're driving, you're thinking you could at least get a field goal. Next thing you know, you turn around and they come back and tie this. What a momentum shift it would be, as we still have a lot of football to play.
3rd down and 1.
Can your defense get a stop?
Probably a run for Highland. McCall, hands off, and there's a first down and a little bit more all the way to the 7-yard line. Slips Kevin Brown. 1st and goal, Scotties. They trail by 7. And the Blue Dragon defense with their backs to the goal line.
Well, Glenn, defense now has to find a way to keep them out of the end zone.
Yeah, you got to find a way, try to make them kick a field goal if you possibly can. So digging in now, right now, 1st and goal from the 8.
Good time for the crowd to make some noise here, and there's a pretty good crowd here on a cold, damp Saturday afternoon.
Avery McCall will air it out, throws it left. It is complete. Dragons defend it well. Short gain, maybe even a loss of a yard on the toss to Kevin Brown.
Not much, if anything, as the quick out is met by 2 Dragons, including Jamard Morgan, number 30. And it's getting a little testy down there.
Dragons' best thing that they can hope for is to force a field goal try here, which would preserve a lead.
And as Highland is over there jawing, the assistant coaches in the booth next to us say, hey, the play clock's moving, guys. It's down to 15. You don't even have a play in yet. You're either going to have to get going or burn a timeout here early in this quarter.
And now they're ready to go. 2nd and goal, 8 yards away. Quarterback McCall all by himself. Runs a quarterback draw, fakes, slips to the outside, gets hit at the 5-yard line. Looked like he might have had an angle toward the corner of the end zone. Dragons closed the hole, and now a flag flies at the 5-yard line. The play stopped well short of the goal line. We'll check the penalty.
Guess who this is going to be against? This is against Highland.
I think so, too.
After
number 71 came in there.
The play was over, a Highland player pushed the Dragon in the back to the ground right in front of the official, and they are absolutely going to kick themselves.
Called it on Hutch.
Wow. So it must have been something they heard as opposed to what happened after, because you saw a Blue Dragon get pushed to the ground.
Well, so often what happens in these situations, you see the retaliation. And it is 1st and goal after the personal foul at the 3.
Ryan Rhodes is 15 yards in to the field, and there is there a timeout called by Hutchinson.
Well, we'll take a break. 1:59 to go. A critical moment in this game. Scotties looking like they're about to punch it into the end zone and get this game tied. We'll find out after this.
The Rothie family name has always been connected to serving the Hutchinson community, and you can expect the same kind of high-quality service when you visit Rothie Family Flooring. They believe you deserve to be treated like family, so they've invested in their own talented and trustworthy installers to lay your floors. No outside contractors will ever knock on your door if Rothie works for you. Let them show you their expansive selection of name-brand flooring and trust your home to the best. Rothie Family Flooring, 325 North Main, Hutchinson.
The Highland Scotties have been involved in 6 of these games this year, decided by less than 10 points. They've won 5 of them. They're comfortable in this situation. 3 yards away from a potential game-tying touchdown and extra point, or if they choose to go for 2, I guess they could take the lead. Dragons trying to keep them out. Scotties trying to capitalize on a questionable fumble recovery call. And they go with a run and bouncing to the outside and then bouncing free and getting down very close to the goal line, but short by about a yard, Michael Thomas.
Dragon defensive player still on the ground. And I think you're going to see a substitution as they'll put number 53, Clarence Hicks, who's been as good as anyone, into the lineup. There's still a Dragon down.
And the Dragons are going to take a look. There's a timeout on the field for an injury with 1:39 to go in the third quarter. Still 13-6. Scotty's a yard away when we return after this 30-second break.
We understand you can't plan ahead for an illness or injury, yet you'd really like same-day treatment. That's why Prairie Star offers walk-in clinic services with a responsive medical staff to care for you and your family.
Yes, we want to be your medical home.
Welcome to Prairie Star Health Center and walk-in clinic, whether you have insurance or not. 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
Scotty's a yard away. There's the snap. They want to throw it. They flip it left. And the ball knocked loose. Good hit by Dragon defender. They had it in the hands of the receiver for what would have been a touchdown, but Javon Henderson couldn't hang on.
37, Caleb Bryce. He's been as good as anybody out there today.
So it is 3rd and goal. The ball actually closer to the 2-yard line.
This could get interesting if you were to get a stop here, and then there's a decision to be made. I want to see what it is. Let's get a stop on that.
Highland doesn't have any confidence in the running game. It has been, for the most part, non-productive. This will likely be a pass play. They fake the pass play, and they give it to the running back, and he is short. He is short by about a foot, Kevin Brown.
Well, you know they're going to go for it now with the football resting at about the half-yard line. If Hutchinson can get penetration, get a stop here, oh, my goodness, would it be a huge turning point in the game.
That would be the best goal line stand we have seen this year.
Here it is.
Quarterback Avery McCall with his running back, Kevin Brown. And they give it to him, and he's not going to get in. Dragons with a pile. Get the stop at the 3. Oh, my goodness. What a defensive stand by one of the best defensive teams in the country. The 7-point lead is intact.
Well, and I can tell you now, Mason Shucker, who has put the ball on the ground twice in this game, and, of course, I'm not saying either of them were his fault, but he gets credit for it, has got to find a way to take care of the football now and direct this offense out of the end zone and at least get some breathing room here.
We're down to 46 seconds to go in the third quarter. Hutchinson wants to make sure that they use up these 46 seconds, so if they have to punt, it'll come with a win. But right now they're thinking about let's do more than that. Shucker standing back in his end zone in the shotgun.
Yeah, he's got to be careful back here.
Yep.
Hutchinson leads at 13-6. This is a team that likes to blitz. Are they coming here? They hand it off, and the Dragons get it out to about the 3, perhaps the 4-yard line. And that might be the last play of the third quarter. If Hutchinson's smart, it will be.
Right. You don't have to snap the ball here. Play clock 31, game clock 29. There's a 2-second differential.
And why would you want to snap it when you're going to have the wind in just a bit?
Well, let's hope the coaches are yelling. Ryan Rhodes sees it. Ryan Rhodes right now is yelling it. Do not snap the ball. Don't do it, as thankfully somebody got the word down to the coaches like we saw up here. You just stand there and you let this tick to 0, and you go to the fourth quarter.
And the third quarter is in the books. Hutchinson still a precarious lead, but it's 7, and it might have been a lot less. 13-6 Hutch, fourth quarter in 1 minute.
When you're looking for jewelry that's one of a kind, remember Amelia Bedelias, filled with thousands of beads and stones. And with my passion for design, I can create something that's perfect for you. Amelia Bedelias, 115 and a half South Main Street in downtown Hutchinson. Go Blue Dragons.
This is Kelly, owner of Brick House Boutique. Don't pack away your summer pieces just yet. It may still be warm, yet summer to fall fashions are here at Brick House Boutique. Comfortable and affordable casual clothes at 117 South Main in Hutchinson. Big city chic in a downtown boutique.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Burning Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
Blue Dragons looking at second down and long. Shucker still standing in the end zone. Here comes the blitz. Handoff to Jackson. Jackson slanting left, gets a little bit of yards, keeps churning, and across the 10 to the 12. He's about a yard shy of a first down, but what a terrific run in traffic.
They're going to say first down, Rusty.
Wow.
An incredible run.
Must have stretched it out and got the first down. I didn't see it from that angle, but they'll give it to him.
And, guys, think about this. You get the stand with your defense. Now you come back and you pick up a first down. No matter what happens from this point on, the Dragons have done what they had to do.
Well, you got to hang on to the football, guys.
You're right, but at least you get it out from your end zone and you made that stand. The worst thing you want to do here is punt and recreate field position.
Mason Shucker gets a high snap, hands it off, and there's a hole. Jackson threw it. Jackson keeps his feet across the 20 to the 21-yard line. 8 on first down. Desmond Jackson.
I like this kid. He runs hard.
Guys, my good friend Troy Moore, a longtime coach at Butler, has seen a couple of Hutchinson games, and he said 27 reminds me a little bit of Rudy Jackson, and we all know how special he was. This kid's tough as nails, and he is just mowing people over right now when you got to have tough yards.
And the Dragons in the second half have been able to run the football, and that has been huge. Second down and 2 at the 21-yard line. Shucker awaits. Jackson gets. Jackson finds a hole, slips through it. First down at the 24.
That's all you want. Right now, just take, a couple here, couple there. Move the chains. You've got to lead. Glenn, they're doing what they got to do.
Yeah, they are. Jackson's going to check out. Fresh legs comes in the person of White. He'll be back there, number 31, at that running back spot.
If you remember Rudy Jackson, the guy I talked about.
Yeah, we remember in the Mud Bowl, the Rusty and I remember.
He played in the NFL and had a lot of yards.
I remember the original Rudy Jackson. He was a basketball player for Gene Cady.
Was that back in 1930?
That was. Dragons went to the NCAA finals. There's a out in the pass to White, and White is out across the 35-yard line with another first down for the Dragons. Little quick toss out to the right side. That Rudy Jackson went to the finals of the NCAA. They played.
I remember.
They played Mercer, lost the championship game. Subsequently, found out that Rudy shouldn't have been playing because he had a little problem. He hadn't graduated from high school.
That is a problem. By the way, let's give some running back credit here. Jonathan White. That's his 7th carry now, over 40 yards. He's been good.
Dragons have pushed it out to the 36-yard line.
And they're winning up front. Why change it?
Khalil McClain splits out wide left. Shucker goes back, and Jonathan White will find a little bit of yardage on second effort. He's to the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
Got stood up right at the line of scrimmage, slipped off of that contact, and gets a nice gain on first down.
Here's the difference. The big boys up front are getting tired for Highland. They can't rotate 11 and 12 up front like Hutchinson has done, and they're starting to wear down. When they get up after each tackle, it's a little slower.
Remember what I said about one of these teams would start getting yardage on first down, and it would be huge. Right now, that team is in red, white, and blue.
Keep pounding them.
And there is White battling for what he can get. He's going to be short of the first down at the 44-yard line. It'll be third down and a very short 2 yards to go. Clock now under 12 minutes to go in the game. Hutchinson 13-6. over Highland.
You want to get the first down here, but if you don't, you're punting with the wind at your back in wet conditions. Anything can happen, and you got out from your goal line with a couple of critical first down runs here in this quarter.
All right, Dragons 2 wide out, split to the short side of the field. Highland showing blitz. And it is going to be Des Jackson. Hesitates, has a first down, gets pummeled to the ground, but has a first down at the 50.
Glenn, that defensive line's tired.
Yeah, they're getting a little tired out there right now. We're starting to drive on it.
I love it. It is so fun when an offensive line can just tee off.
Rob, I can smell an RB burger down here. Do you know that?
Who's cooking one? I want to be down there. I'll switch with
Mr.
you.
R&B's down here.
Well, you tell him if he'll bring burgers up to the booth.
If you bring them up to the booth, we'll eat them.
We'll eat them all day.
First down at the 50. Shucker, hands off. Jackson finds a hole, gets what he can. It's not a lot, perhaps 3 to the 47.
16th carry for Jackson, over 70 yards rushing. He's averaging 4.5 yards a pop.
Time-consuming drive. We are inside 11 minutes to play. By the time the Dragons next snap it, we'll be right near the 10-minute mark.
And if you somehow could get a second score here, whether it's a field goal or touchdown, it's going to be really tough for Highland.
Because they'll work against the breeze.
Yep.
The duration of the period, haven't been able to run it. Shucker rolling to his left, wants to throw, and dives underneath the tackle. Loses about 4 yards on the play, but lives to play another day.
Yeah, every time I see one of our quarterbacks do that, I remember Luke Barnes. Remember he got hurt years ago, and he was a good one. That just makes me cringe a little bit.
Doggone it. The way we were running the ball and just were controlling things there, and then you go to a pass, and it just wasn't there. Now you're looking at a 3rd and 13. You probably have to try to complete a pass here. If not, you're going to punt the football.
But if you punt the football, you ought to have Highland pinned at the other end of the field working against the breeze.
Right.
Shucker back to throw. Here comes all kinds of full pressure. The Dragons try to set up the screen, and it is not caught. It's an incomplete pass, and it will be punt time for the Blue Dragons.
Yep, and that time Bart Harris, was it 8 or 9?
It was 8.
8, my bad. So you had a chance right there. The screen was set up with blocking in front, and all you have to do is catch an easy pass. Couldn't do it, and you got to punt the ball.
Well, big number 87, Matt Jones, who has been so terrific in this game, will be called on to punt the ball one more time. Line of scrimmage here, the 47-yard line, awaiting Brian George. He's at his 15-yard line. Jones might well kick it right over his head. Punt is off. It is high.
Oh, my.
And it is a beautiful punt angle for the left side, and it will bounce out of bounds near the 5-yard line.
Well, I'm going to tell Ryan Rhodes Monday, if they vote for anyone other than the punter for the special team player of the week, I'm going to come haunt some of the coaches.
Yeah, not unless you get a 99-yard punt return or something.
Guys.
He has been outstanding. That was a boomer right there, man.
It's game-changing stuff that he's done. He's been asked to do it at least 7 or 8 times. Not one of them has been bad.
And that one officially spotted at the 8-yard line of the Highland Scotties. Down 7, 9.5 to play.
And with the wind in their face, it is not easy.
And 92 yards away.
Plus slick conditions.
Avery McCall. Hands off and a little bit of hole off the side. There have been very few positive runs, but that is a heck of an effort right there for Kevin Brown. And he will be close to a first down. He'll have one out at the 20. That's a pickup of 12 for a team that desperately needs something to happen positive in the rushing game.
Well, Rusty, you play golf, and I know you have a few mulligans. We're going to give the Dragon defense one of those because that's the first time this game they've got beat on first down in the run.
Now the pass play. And it is thrown short in the middle, and a nice gain. It won't be a first down, but it'll be close. They just flipped it in the middle of Michael Thomas, and the running back takes it upfield for a gain of 8. Well, Scotty's pulling out the tricks.
That was 29. Greg Payton, the little 5'8" bowling pin ball, but every time he catches it, it scares me to death.
He's still in there.
Oh, he's quick.
He's in the slot on the left side, and he is a jet. McCall all by himself. It could be a quarterback draw or a pass play. It'll be a pass play. McCall throws it left, and it is incomplete. Just out of the reach of Emmanuel Stores at the 32-yard line. And
it'll
be third down and a couple. 8:28 to play in this game. We figured it would be close.
Timeout for an injury, Glenn.
Yes, just another timeout for an injury, guys.
Got a Blue Dragon down.
Probably get a quick 30 in if you want to.
All right, let's take a break.
This is Carter File, president of Hutchinson Community College. The proud tradition of Blue Dragon athletics continues this fall. I encourage you to take advantage of the Blue Dragon All Sports ticket. For just $60 for adults and $40 for K through 8 students, you can enjoy over 50 athletic events at Hutchinson Community College. These are general admission tickets that include football, volleyball, men's and women's basketball, baseball, and other selected events. Get yours today at the sports arena or at area Dillon stores. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and keep current with all Blue Dragon athletic news and events at BlueDragonSports.com.
Down and 2 for the Scotties. Blue Dragon defense trying to get the offense off the field. Need to make a play here. Scotties have the makings of a decent start to this drive. McCall stands back there, hands off to his running back. Actually keeps the football, slips left, and he's hauled down, but I think he's short of the first down.
He is short, at least if they mark it where I think he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, it's fourth down, guys.
Wow. It'll be 4th down and 2, and with still almost 8 minutes to play in this game, this is not gambling time. The Scotties will bring on the punter. And for the Blue Dragons, they will send back this time, well, it will be Mitchell Tinsley. The Dragons want this punt fielded if possible.
And you know what? The most important thing here is please secure it.
Handle it.
You
don't fumble it.
Cannot give the ball up here.
The punter is Maxim Spurl. Line of scrimmage, the 28. Snap is good. Kick is off. It is low. And the Dragons will let it go.
That is
and it will roll down to the 30-yard line. There, Hutchinson will have it. 7:13 to go in the game. Hutchinson 13. Highland 6. I'm Rusty Hills, joined by Ken Grunwald and Rob Greer, and we are tickled to death that you are enjoying this Jayhawk Conference matchup with us.
There is so much talent on the field here at Gowans Stadium between these two teams, and a lot of that talent is on the defensive side of the ball for both teams. But Hutchinson's offense here in the second half, every possession they've showed life, they've moved the football. You know what? Even a couple of first downs here would be really, really nice.
Mason Shucker. Hands to White. White battling for yardage. Gets about 4 on first down.
Can't ask for anything more than that against a talented defense like this. We're at 7 minutes. Dragons clinging to a touchdown lead. 2nd and 6 coming up. And you're going to see nothing but pound, pound, pound to try to run this clock down.
At the Hutchinson 34-yard line. Dragons got a goal line stand on a 1st and goal at the 3. That was big in preserving this currently 7-point lead. Khalil McLean slips across the formation from right to left. Pressure comes up the middle. And the Dragons, Jonathan White, runs through the hole. Has a first down. Out to the 45-yard line. Jonathan White with another Blue Dragon first down.
They blitzed and missed, and the Dragons just happened to hit the right hole. It was great for us, bad for them, and a first down. No need to hurry. They reset the clock, Glenn, to 29. Take your time.
Starting to come down a little bit more precipitation. Matter of fact, I'm having some trouble with the glasses. They got to be careful here, not up with the fumble.
Jackson Meat, your sideline reports. We appreciate Glenn braving the elements on the sidelines today.
At the 45-yard line. Blitz pressure faked. Dragons run right. White.
Doggone it.
Grab. Flag flies away from the tackle.
This is coming back.
White got a couple 3 yards, but I think probably a hold.
The pulling guard that time is going to get called. I was waiting to see if the official would throw it. He did, and this will be a hold, and now it makes it tough when it's 1st and 20.
Yeah, but it's better to be 1st and 20 than 2nd and 20, like we've seen so many times. Dragons backed up 10. Probably changes the play just a little bit, although time is certainly an ally of the Dragons. And Hutchinson has so far in Matt Jones a tremendous weapon. If they had to punt from this point, you'd like to think that Jones could get it inside the 20 at the other end of the field.
And this should not change your play calling. You want to continue to pound the ball, make this clock tick. Right now, play clock at 15 and run as much time as you can. You got 3 more downs here at least, as long as you hold on to the rock.
Clock starts moving.
Blitz
Shucker
coming.
gets a good snap. Throws it over the middle. Dangerous throw. Incomplete. Tried to find his tight end right over the middle. Couldn't get it. That was Leroy Watson, but he never had a chance at it. Second down, 20.
Yep. Mason right now, 10 of 22. He's below 50% throwing, 116 yards. No touchdowns, a couple of turnovers against the quarterback in this one. It has not been easy for either QB with these defenses.
Yeah, Shucker has not been a great percentage thrower, just barely over 50%. But what he has done so well throughout this campaign is take care of the football. Now, maybe less so in this game, but a couple of situations of debatable veracity.
Yep, I agree.
There's the snap. There's the give. That's Des Jackson. Jackson looking for yards. Gets about 7 or 8, and those are valuable yards, even though it leaves Hutchinson with a 3rd down and 13, because you figure if you have to punt here, that's just 8 yards closer to the other end that you can pound it to.
You know, and running backs get in a groove. Baseball pitchers get in a groove. Hitters get in a groove. Well, right now, the guy in the groove for Hutchinson has been our punter. I mean, anything that touches his foot today has been gold. You like your chances if you have to punt here with the wind at his back.
3rd down, 13. 2 running backs back with the quarterback. And Hutchinson will go to Jackson. Jackson gets 4 before being pushed backward. Clock will continue to move. It'll be down near 4:20 by the time the Dragons punt the football away, but we'll have a timeout taken. That'll freeze it at 4:47. Hutchinson 13, Highland 6. You're enjoying Blue Dragon football on Eagle Radio. We're going to take a break.
Vehicles are getting pretty smart these days with semi-automatic control features that make driving easier. But riding an RCAT vehicle is easier yet. You don't have to do a thing. Just stand along the route, wave your hand at the driver, and hop on. RCAT is first come, first served general public transportation that travels throughout Hutchinson and South Hutchinson hourly, on weekdays from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. and on Saturday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 694-2913 for further information.
Well, as we go back to play, Matt Jones will be called on to punt again. He has averaged 39 yards on 5 punts. The line of scrimmage here, the Hutchinson 47-yard line. Back for Highland, Scotties, Brian George. I have no idea why they don't put Greg Payton back there, that little speedster, but they don't.
I'm glad because he scares me to death. All right, let's get a good punt here.
Good snap.
And there
good
it is.
Kick. Angled for the side, and it is going to bound into the end zone. Almost had the coffin corner, but by a margin of about 5 or 6 feet, it goes into the end zone. The Scotties will start with 4:40 to play at their own 20-yard line. They need 7 to tie.
Well, let's put this in perspective. Highland has 125 total offense through the entire game, and we've almost played 4 quarters. They basically need 80 yards of real estate on this drive, and that's about what they have for the entire game. So if the defense does what it's done the entire game, you feel good about it.
The speedster in the slot on the left side. Quarterback all by himself. Back to throw. Runs out of time. Grabbed by the Dragons. Hauled down at the 11-yard line. Avery McCall never had a chance. He had time, just couldn't find anybody open. And the Dragons eat him up for a loss of 10.
Fordham stepped up when he needed to right there. Spun him around so he couldn't throw the ball, and the quarterback catch just had to go down.
Not many sacks in this game, Glenn. That is by far
you're right.
the biggest of this game.
2nd down, 20. Another pass play. Thrown underneath. Dragons defend and corral the receiver. Wrestle him down at the 17-yard line. They got the ball in the hands of Kevin Brown. Dragons had him trapped, though, nowhere to go.
Yep, Caleb Bryce. You're not going to beat him one-on-one. He might, there's a good chance he's going to be the defensive player of the game. There have been a lot of good ones, but Caleb has played extremely well.
Huge third down for both teams.
Yep, crowd could make some noise here and help.
McCall drops back, flag flies. McCall throws it upfield out of desperation.
No.
It's out of bounds. Another flag upfield. There's two different flags on this play.
Well, one of them is going to be pass interference. The other one, you have to hope, is a false start and not an offside penalty because they'll offset. Now, if the Dragons were offside and there's pass interference, it's bad news all the way around.
That's what it could be.
The officials will confer and do their best to get it right.
Well, Highland is not moving backwards, and that's never a good sign. So the official is going to tell us. Maybe.
Holding against the defense.
Okay.
All right, they'll notify each other.
Huge.
Big moment for the Dragons.
Yes, it is huge because you got to remember it was a 3rd down and 13, and you almost let them off the hook there. The back end has to play penalty-free here. Make him earn this. Don't give it to him. And Dragons, let's see if they come with some pressure here.
Ball at the 17-yard line, first down marker, yard to gain, out at the 30.
Dragons showing blitz. Are they bluffing?
Avery McCall takes the snap. Here comes pressure. McCall floats it upfield, and it is out of bounds, incomplete.
Pressure, and you know what, Glenn? It was 44 that time. Pickney was all over him.
Did a good job. Also getting in there and doing a good job was Hicks.
How about this Dragon defense? It is just getting better and better and better. Tempted to use the word magnificent.
You can go right ahead as far as I'm concerned, Rusty. This is as good
and there's
as
another flag.
Anything
now
I've
that's
seen.
going to be on Ryan Rhodes, line judge, taking some heat over here, and I think he's going to unsportsmanlike on Rhodes.
Goodness, if that's the case, that is going to be
that would be the second one on Rhodes.
And that would be a first down for Highland.
Well, we wait. Second unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Hutchinson coach.
And
that is so out of keeping with the character of Ryan Rhodes, but it gets the Highland Scotties a reprieve. Ball comes out to the 32-yard line.
This game was probably over.
Yep.
In all likelihood. And now,
there's no question.
Guys, he's gone.
Yeah, there's no question. That was a bad mistake on Ryan Rhodes' part. But he has been frustrated all afternoon, and it is totally out of character for the Hutchinson coach to get charged with unsportsmanlike.
He has been kicked out of the game, so apparently we will not have
what he's saying. He said he was in the box, and he wasn't saying any profanities, and he was upset about a couple former calls, so I'm not sure what the deal is.
Well, I don't believe now we'll have a coach's show after the game. We've never had this happen
he
before.
Come up there.
That may be what has to happen because.
Well, he'd be able to come out on the field afterwards, Rob. So we'll see.
So for the first time ever, Hutchinson coach Ryan Rhodes has been kicked out of the football game. It extends the game. It's a first down for Highland. And you know what? These players, let's see if they got his back.
I can't remember that ever happening.
I can't either.
I mean, I've been sitting here doing these broadcasts for 50 years. I can't ever remember that.
Well, Josh Gooch, the athletic director, gets to escort his coach and best friend to the locker room, and it's got to be not a good feeling. Look at the crowd. I'm going to tell you, they got his back. And this football team right now is fired up. Let's see if they can respond for their head coach because they're tired of some of the stuff that's happened with the officiating on the field.
3:22 to go. Highland Scotties dead in the water, given a reprieve. Let's see what they can do with it. McCall throws it quickly left side. Dragons corral and bury. Kevin Brown, no gain on the play, loss of a yard.
Yep.
A lot of emotion out there.
Clarence Hicks made the tackle, and it's a crowd that has dissipated because a lot of people went home.
Yeah, but look at the sidelines, guys.
Oh, yeah.
This is the most involved I have seen this football team emotionally all year long. 2nd down 11 for the Scotties, their own 31-yard line. Avery McCall, single running back by him. 2 receivers stacked on either side. McCall wants to throw, steps up, throws underneath, completes his pass out to the 39-yard line, complete to Bernard Porter. It is short of a first down.
Yep, 3rd down. This is 2-down territory. Doesn't matter. You've got 2 downs to pick up a first down in this situation.
Got out of bounds. That freezes the clock momentarily. Now they restart it. 2.5 to play. Avery McCall, his team down 7. Pretty much has to throw it. Drops back. Pressure comes by the Dragons. McCall running. Gets grabbed, throws it upfield. Incomplete. Flag fly.
Oh, my God.
Could be a horse collar. We'll check it.
This is going to go on Monty Montgomery, who takes the quarterback to the ground. And the Dragons, I'm just going to say it, have not had a lot of calls go their way in this contest, and that's putting it mildly. This is probably going against Hutchinson, a personal foul, roughing the passer as he's rolling out of the pocket trying to make a play.
Quarterback was trying to throw it upfield, was in the grasp of a defensive player.
What's he
I
supposed
don't know.
to do?
I don't know about that call, but all of a sudden the Scotties find themselves at the Hutchinson 47-yard line in plenty of time now.
Well,
2:17 to go, and for the Scotties, 2 timeouts left. Blue Dragon defense trying to dig in, trying to preserve a win. Scotties trying to get yet another close game on their side of the ledger. Pressure comes, quarterback being chased, and that's got to be grounding. He just threw it into the ground. There was a receiver about 10 yards away from where he threw it into the ground. Would have been a sack for 25 yards.
2 Dragons down, 44 Pickney slow to get up.
Now another flag fly.
This is going to, they've talked. What they're going to do is call intentional grounding.
Yeah, I think they are too. We got a player down.
Dragons, the guy that's taken over here in the last 5 minutes of this game is 44 Jalen Pickney, and Ryan Rhodes has been waiting for him to have a coming-out party.
You mean other than the officiating crew?
Well, that goes without saying. But Pickney has absolutely dominated off the edge here in the last 5 minutes. This has to be a grounding call, don't you think?
I think so.
Obvious as heck.
Thank you. And that's the first time I feel like we've got a call in this contest in this quarter. I mean, the officiating in this contest has been a head-scratcher, and the fact that Ryan Rhodes is in the locker room, I think, is a travesty with some of the stuff that's gone on in this game.
All right. That's a loss of down, and the ball they'll take it back to the 34-yard line of the Highland Scotties. 2nd down, they have to get to the Hutchinson 37.
Now, it was first down when the play started, so shouldn't that be 3rd?
Well, the 2 Highland buses have pulled out of the parking lot. I guess they're going home, and the football team's staying here, Rusty.
Well, the down marker says 2nd down, 29.
Yeah, and that's what the official said, too. I'm just surprised.
It is. It's 2nd and 29. Dragons can't let them out of this one.
Go with a run, and a little bit of room to run, and a lot of room to run. All of a sudden, 50, 40, 30, knocked down, maybe all the way down to the 2-yard line. First big play of the game, sliding down the right sideline, Kevin Brown. And it's an and-goal situation for the Highland Scotties.
Wow. Hutchinson right now. I mean, this looked like the Chief Bronco game the other night when it was a 2nd down and 30, and you possibly have the game won. You can't let them out of it, and exactly that happens right here.
Hutchinson takes a timeout. We'll take a break. 1:59 to go. The issue, way undecided.
Just as the Hutchinson Blue Dragons athletics are a tradition, so is the Anchor Inn in downtown Hutchinson. Whether you plan lunch or dinner or even take out for home, the Anchor Inn is a great family restaurant that you are sure to enjoy. Order off their great menu or take advantage of the Anchor Inn's awesome buffet. You'll make a great choice either way. The Anchor Inn is also a great spot to meet up with old friends and acquaintances because everyone goes to the Anchor. That's the Anchor Inn at 128 South Main in Hutchinson, proud supporters of Hutchinson Blue Dragon Athletics.
Great call and great run by Kevin Brown. Brown takes it around the right side. Dragons were looking for pass play, and all of a sudden, it's the Highland Scotties that are a couple of yards away from getting it in the end zone, and then a decision to make. Do you go for one? Do you go for two?
You go for one. But in this situation, the Dragons have already made a goal line stand once. Can you do it again?
Avery McCall takes the snap, keeps it himself, cuts into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Highland. And the Scotties are within one at 13-12.
Wow.
Hutchinson playing without its head coach, Ryan Rhodes, in the locker room after picking up 2 unsportsmanlike penalties. And the Highland Scotties, I'm not sure. They have the kickers out there. They will go for one. Blue Dragons will have 2 minutes to try to do something about it.
How about a bad snap, a shank kick, anything here? Block it.
The snap is okay. The kick is up. The kick is better than okay, and we are tied at 13. And the Dragon missed extra point early in the half has come back to be a huge factor. Highlands kickoff with 1:55 to go in the football game. That's up after this break.
iPhone fans, listen up. Nextech Wireless is launching an amazing new deal. Get 4 new iPhones with unlimited data for less than $40 per line. You heard us right. That price includes the phones and unlimited data. Nextech Wireless has more than 50 store locations to serve you. So stop by and get your 4 iPhones with unlimited data for less than $40 per month per line. Certain restrictions apply. Phone guard required and not included in price. Get your 4 new iPhones today at Nextech Wireless.
Well, give a lot of credit to the Highland Scotties. Getting a retrieve after a personal foul penalty. Gave them a second chance. They turned it into a touchdown. And now it is the Blue Dragons with the game tied. Hutchinson will get the football and have a chance to do something with it, maybe prior to overtime.
Keep in mind, you've got a field goal kicker with quite a leg.
And he has the wind at his back.
So you just don't panic. Get a good return here. Get a couple of first downs. You got a timeout to work with, and see if you can't end this thing in regulation.
Here's the kick. It is deep. Irwin lets it bounce, fields it at the 5, starts to the left, to the 10, to the 15, and out close to the 20-yard line. And it is there that the Dragons will have 1:49 to try to untie a 13-13 game.
Well, the momentum's certainly on the Highland team right now. You see their sideline. They're going crazy. And the Dragons right now have to come out with some composure and see if you can get a few first downs.
Well, we talked about Hutchinson having a good field goal kicker. You can't afford to make a mistake here because Highland has one just as good.
Yep.
All right, let's see what Hutchinson does here. Mason Shucker probably never anticipated being in this situation. He'll go with the give to Des Jackson, and Jackson has a first down, working for yards, has 17 of them up to the 37.
Boy, he's been special. The 16th carry, he is approaching the 80-yard mark, averaging about 4.7 yards a carry, and on first down, that right there, the play you wanted.
All right. Stepped out of bounds at the 36. First down for Hutchinson right there.
Plenty of time.
Shucker gives it back to his running back. And Jackson, he's at the 40. He's at the 35, 30. One man with an angle on him, and they'll drag him down at the 20. Des Jackson has the Dragons in position.
Oh, baby. Des Jackson said, you know what? Get on my back, boys, because I got the big boy pants on, and I'm ready.
Here.
Take care of the football. There's plenty of time. No need to hurry now.
You don't want to have this end with a field goal attempt, though, if you can get it into the end zone. The Dragons will go back and nothing.
Yep, and that's okay. Minute 18 to go. Tie ball game. Still a timeout left. They're going to call it second down, about 11. You are in field goal range as we speak. But like you said, if you could get it in without the
or
field
get
goal.
it even farther upfield. I mean, it's a 38-yard field goal where it's at, guys.
Double tight end set. I say go to the tight end if you can here.
Don't think they're going to put it in the air.
I don't think so either.
Second down. Jonathan White is the running back. White gets it. White goes to the right side, has a little bit of space, and is then dragged down. He was one step away from breaking that for a significant gain. Instead, it'll be no gain, and it'll be third down, and another injured Dragon. It's Jonathan White.
Yep. If he cuts it up, guys, and he'll watch the film on this, he's got room to run. He tried to take it outside, and he's hurt.
He might run it. He might watch it from crutches because he's really hurt, and I think it's a knee.
And that's too bad. He's been special in this one. Jonathan White, 7th carry of the game.
And we're going to keep it right here. Game on the line. We're down to 38 seconds to go. Highland Scotties have been involved in 1 million of these. Well, specifically, 7 of them this year. They've won all but 1 so far. Blue Dragons trying to take this one away at the very end after a miraculous score by the Highland Scotties put us in this position.
I tell you, this has been a crazy game. There have been some really suspicious calls in the game by the officiating crew.
Yeah.
Both defenses have played outstanding, and they are going to...
Yeah, Jonathan White not putting any weight at all on that left foot as he comes off the field.
It'll be a 10-second run out.
Right, because or Hutchinson could have used a timeout. They'll keep the timeout. The runoff takes the clock to 28 seconds, which is smart. Third down. You can call timeout here if you need it.
Or you can go to the center of the field and set up the field goal.
That's what they'll try to do.
Mason Shucker, 2 running backs back there. Fakes the handoff. Throws it out of bounds.
Don't make a mistake here. Nothing there. Get rid of the football and live for another play.
Well, the other play is this one. It is 4th down. The ball resting right at the 19-yard line, assuming they put it down 7 deep. It'll be a 37-yard field goal try. The holder, Marquise Whitmire, and the kicker with a chance to win this football game, Sebastian Garcia. Here we go.
And a timeout.
Timeout. Before the snap. Timeout taken by the Highland Scotties. We'll take a quick 30-second break and be right back.
Hi, Brian Bobo, General Manager at Midwest Superstores. Here to let you know about a special event. Midwest Ford is partnering with Bueller High School's Booster Club in a Drive for Our School event on Friday, October the 19th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Midwest Ford will donate $20 for every test drive. The event will be held on the south side of Bueller High School on 6th and Main. Please come join us for a great event and drive for our schools.
Sebastian Garcia on the year. Tremendous field goal kicker.
Got on the right hash.
And he'll be called on to probably win this game if this is successful. The holder is Marquise Whitmire. And here we go. The snap is okay. The kick is up. The kick is long enough. It is high enough. And it is good! The Blue Dragons take a 3-point lead with 15 seconds to go in the game. Oh, we thought this would be a good one. It has been better than that.
Clint Grunwald, can I just say this? Wow!
Yes, you can. And I had a good view of it. I went down by the camera guy at the end zone, and that was kind of was a spinner, but it was right down the middle.
And so the Blue Dragons are 15 seconds away from beating back the last-minute touchdown that the Highland Scotties put up there and win this game 16-13.
You know what?
We're going to kick it don't kick it to 29.
No, kick it up here to me in the booth because I'll take care of the ball, and they won't. That would be the best play.
Keep it away from anybody.
Kick this out of bounds, whatever you do, and I hope somebody on the sideline is telling him that right now. You know, Coach Ryan Rhodes in the locker room right now is going to hug every one of these players because they put him on his back and said, we're doing this for the coach, and they have responded when they could have folded the tent, and they have taken a 3-point lead with 15 seconds to go.
All right, let's see how the Dragons play it.
Please kick it out of
Sebastian
bounds.
Garcia just kicked a 37-yard field goal. He'll kick off. And he kicks it low, scooting down the field, fielded at the 37-yard line. And the Blue Dragons having a tough time corralling the big guy, but finally they get him down. And we're down to 7 seconds to go. Number 34 handled that. That's DeAndre Peterson. Big guy. Hutchinson couldn't get him down. But Highland will have one play.
Yep. Nope. They do have one timeout. So technically, you could throw a quick pass, call timeout, and get another. But realistically, probably a play.
The point being, if you throw it over the middle of the field, try to get it down to field goal range, you may not have time to get the field goal team out there.
You got to have nickel defense here big time. Don't let them get in front of by you.
You're going to be in the dime plus. I think you have everybody back.
You do not get beat deep on this play.
Well, you got two guys about 30 yards off the ball, and there's a penalty flag, and it's going to be delay a game against Highland, which is going to make it even tougher as this is only the 5th penalty a game against Highland. They'll put the ball back at the 36-yard line now, and even more real estate to chew up.
All right. Miracle time. That's what Avery McCall has to hope for. He awaits in the shotgun. 7 seconds separating the Blue Dragons from win number 6. Pressure comes from Pinckney. The ball thrown upfield, and it is batted away. Batted away. 1 second remains on the clock. Batted away at the 30-yard line. Had they completed it there on the sideline, there might have been an outside chance for a field goal try. Now this one's got to go to the end zone.
And the Hutchinson coaches doing control on the sideline, saying, guys, I know you're excited, but you can't react. Keep your composure. And we're going to have Hutchinson use their final timeout, which is smart. Make sure the troops are where they need to be. There's only 1 second, one play left unless there is a penalty on this play.
Guys, I've been doing this a long, long time. I remember very few low-scoring games like this that have been so exciting as this one has been.
You've been doing it 50 years now, and that's a testament to you, and what a fantastic job you've done over the years, Rusty. But this has been as thrilling a game as I've been a part of, and I'm glad I got to be here.
We knew it was going to be. We called it all week long that it was going to be a heck of a game, and too bad the weather kind of had to stop a good crowd from being here, but this has been one heck of a contest.
Well, we know a lot of people have been tuned in via radio or watching via stream on BlueDragonSports.com. We thank you for being a part of this. Hutchinson playing for something really, really special this year. Everything is lined up, but you got to make one more play.
64 yards away from where they need to go. One play to get there, barring a penalty. Blue Dragons have 3 people way back deep, 30 yards downfield. Avery McCall looking for a miracle, throws a screen pass, and we'll probably have a batch of laterals here. They get it in the hands of the speedster, and he is down. This one is over, and the Blue Dragons win it 16-13, and look at the emotion. I'm not used to seeing this much emotion. A lot of people look at junior college football teams and say, this is just a temporary stop for these kids.
Look what they're doing.
It is not.
Guess what they're doing? They're running to the locker room, and they're doing it for their head coach. Normally, they meet in the middle of the field, and every one of them took off running, and they went to tell their head coach, we have your back. Wow.
That almost brings tears to your eyes.
I'm telling you, Rusty, this has been as fun as anything that I have ever been a part of here for junior college football. Glenn Grunwald, your thoughts?
Well, I don't know if we're going to have a post game is what my thoughts are, because right now Coach is in the dressing room.
I'm going to give you some advice. Try to work your way over there to that locker room.
I'm going to.
And I don't know how good the reception is, but we're going to test it out tonight.
We will.
We're going to take a couple of minutes, get our composure back. Blue Dragons win at 16-13 in a game that had all of the emotion that you could possibly ever imagine. I want to finish my thought before I close it out. We watch Last Chance U, and you get the feeling that kids look at a stop at a junior college, just one stop on the way, not a whole lot of identification with the team. That is a football team that went to find Coach Rhodes.
That's exactly right, Rusty, and I've been doing broadcasts with you for a long, long time, and I don't know that there's many times that I've ever seen you choked up behind the microphone, and it's been hard for me to keep my composure. But to see what these kids did for their coach as they ran to the locker room, as Coach Ryan Rhodes was ejected for a couple of unsportsmanlike calls in this game, every one of those Dragons in the locker room now, and it is unbelievable.
All right.
Glenn Grunwald's in the locker room.
I am in the locker room, so we'll go ahead and close out.
Okay.
All right, guys, we'll go ahead and close out the game portion of our broadcast. Stay with us. Our visit with Hutchinson coach Ryan Rhodes comes up next.